fucking Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. You guys let me know if the sound is okay. Alright. Now, I may have fucked up the phone lines. I'm not sure yet, so we might not have any phone lines, which was the whole point of this show. Well, one of the major points of this show. So I'm gonna be checking that out later. If it doesn't work, then I may have a backup plan so people can chime in. The plan is that I may be opening two hangouts. One hangout will be reserved for the usual suspects, and the other one, well, I'll just give out the link to anybody who wants to join in. So we'll see how that goes. But let's see if first of all, let's see if the phone lines work. All right. Who do we have in the chat? Jason Bourne, Johnny Boy, Triple JJ, Tommy Temper, Cachnello, Rascla222, Official Boxing Scorecard. There was somebody else before, I forgot. Rodrook Davies, Upscores. Alright, well, I did send some links already. Now, today's show, we're just gonna be discussing, I don't know if you guys saw my video where I basically asked the question, can Ruiz become more popular than Deontay Wilder? I think it's a legitimate question. I think we can ask the question. I don't know why some people would get mad. And so I want to know what you guys think about this. Can or is Ruiz more popular than Deontay Wilder right now? And the reason why I'm talking about Deontay Wilder and not, not Tyson Fury or Josh or whatever, because he lives in the United States. Deontay Wilder lives in the United States. There's a lot of talk about how popular Wilder is, because of the negotiations that were supposedly going on with AJ. So there was all this debate about, is Wilder really popular in the United States? Well, now I ask the question, is Ruiz popular in the United States, and is he more popular than Wilder? Joe Lopez, 40 ounces, says, Ruiz can be more popular, but he has to continue winning. That's also a good point, because Ruiz is going to be fighting AJ at the end of the year, November or December. And so it's not even, and he's probably going to be fighting in the UK. Although there's rumors that the fight might happen in New York again, or it might take place in Las Vegas. But anyways, it's not even certain that Ruiz is going to be able to defeat AJ again. So, but I'm talking about right now. Is Ruiz more popular than Wilder? We have Stu on the line. Stu, what's up? By the way, guys, England just lost to the Netherlands, so take it easy.
I'm struggling to hear you, Butcher, in there. I'm struggling to hear you. Very, very low volume. It sounds all right on the YouTube, but on the Hangout, it's very low.
Hold on. Is it better now? Is it better now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
All right. The connection is kind of fucked up. Yeah, what's up, Johnny boy?
No, I was just gonna say you sound real muffled, buddy.
Shit. Well, that sucks. On YouTube, can you guys hear me okay? There's always fucking issues when I jump in.
Yeah, I can hear Stu fine. You sound a little bit muffled. I'm just letting you know, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should open another Hangouts. Although I don't think that's gonna change a thing. Everybody on YouTube says they can hear me, and they can hear me well. All right.
Now I can hear you a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it was a connection. And Hangouts is a piece of shit. I mean, if the connection goes a little bit bad, fucking Hangouts is just gonna make it 10 times worse. But it seems to be now fine.
Now I hear you.
Okay, yeah, it's a connection. All right, thank you, Rodrook Davis and Rasclot and everybody in the chat. All right. Stu, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, it's not the greatest sound, but I can hear you a little. I can hear you well enough.
That's fucked up. Maybe if I. Anyways, sorry about England. I think you're used to this.
That fucking clown Southgate. Just when it matters, just picks a load of bums. Picks a load of fucking bums. Do you know what I mean? That ain't played for their team. Oh fuck's that! A fucking phone.
Go on.
Picks a load of bums that ain't played for their team for ages, or second choice. What the fuck? Come back to me in a minute, please, Butcher. This phone's
Yes.
going off.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. All right.
What do you got your big soccer game today?
Yeah, well, England was playing the Netherlands and England lost. So
Yeah, it's just a bum team. Do you know what I mean? We played a bum team. Look at our defence. Shocking, man. Holland didn't do anything. We just kept giving the ball away in our home penalty area. Do you know what I mean? Passing it back. Oh, it's fucking atrocious. Don't even want to talk about it. Can we talk about boxing, please?
yeah, all right. All right. Let's move
I don't want
on.
to talk about a load of fucking shit. And that little school teacher Southgate, he's a sort of manager that everyone gets a try, sort of thing. Instead of picking the best team, everyone gets a go. One of them fucking clowns. That's why he won nothing as a professional footballer. Actually, he's at fault why we got knocked out of the semi-finals of Euro '96 because he missed a penalty. So this guy is just a born loser, a bit like Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London. And like Trump said about him, what is it? What did he call it? He called him
Stu, which English
some sort of
player?
loser. He called Khan, and that's what Gareth said.
Which English player
What?
hasn't missed a penalty?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This guy, he's never won anything. Never won anything in his life as a professional footballer.
Hmm.
Played for Middlesbrough. Pile of shit. I mean, the only chance he had of winning anything, he stepped up and he missed a penalty. All right, I know players miss penalties, but this guy, and as a manager, he's brought that loser mentality to the side, sort of thing. He's good. He's good enough to get us so far, but when we play big teams and he has to pick the best side and pick the best formation. I mean, he plays Fabian Delph in a three on the right hand side. I mean, he's a fucking left back. Do you know what I mean? Jesse Lingard, the worst player I've ever seen to wear a Man United shirt.
I don't watch soccer still, but I know the feeling of
Yeah,
your
just
team.
disappoint.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, because like I said, we need to build. We need to start winning things, right? And we get a chance, and we got these fucking school teacher managers that let's give everyone a go instead of trying to win it. Bring back the old school guys. These beta males that are managing our teams now, man. Losers.
you were the last winner.
Oh fuck. Shit.
Let's get back to
Yeah, yeah.
boxing.
You guys
Like I
keep.
said, I
All
don't want
right,
to talk about that
guys.
loser
Ask.
Southgate anymore.
Yeah, the question: can Andy Ruiz become more popular than Deontay Wilder? That's the question.
Oh fucking hell! I mean, I don't think that's hard. I don't think that's hard, is it? Really? I mean,
Yeah, really.
I don't know. I think Wilder's population is growing. You know, he's getting more well known, I suppose. I mean, it's just unfortunately for Wilder, people know who he is, but they don't pay to watch him fight. That's the problem. But Andy Ruiz,
Yeah.
I think with Andy Ruiz, he's got. I mean, Mexicans they'll back their guys a bit better than the Americans will, and I think Andy Ruiz. I think it's like Canelo. Canelo could fight any bum, and the numbers would be there, sort of thing. And I think Andy Ruiz had that same sort of power, pulling power. Yeah,
Start your show
not as
now.
Well,
Canelo,
just for
not as big as
Instructions,
Canelo, but
press 2.
a big enough following where the Mexicans will get behind him and do the numbers.
I was just gonna say, well, I think he certainly. God damn it! I think he certainly can become more popular, especially let's just say for argument's sake, if he wins the rematch against AJ, he's probably already gonna be more fucking popular.
Yeah, yeah. If
But
he
I
wins,
but I don't
if
really
he
give
wins.
a goddamn about who's the most famous and who's
Yeah.
if he wins, right? It's a big
Uh,
if. That's what I said. If big if, but
of course.
you know.
What do you guys think in the chat? Roderick Davis says he
Not
has
to
Mexico
change the
behind him. Koran Bread says, "What's up? What's up, Koran Bread?" Buck says Mexico won the same amount of World Cups as Messi has. Exactly 0. Rustler222 says, "Let's go." Anyone in the chat who supports PP is getting blocked. Anyone in the chat who supports PP is getting blocked. What? What are you talking about? All right. I opened up the phone lines. The connection is okay, but sometimes it goes to shit. So, fuck, man. And I'm telling you, every time I do this by myself on this thing, there's something always wrong, man. But anyways. Go ahead.
Did you see, Bucho, that they... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, did you see that they made... I think you got a delay or something. Maybe I got a delay. But did you see they made Ramirez versus Hooker unification at 140?
Yeah, Hooker against what's his name again? Ramirez is gonna be on the zone, so that's gonna be a good fight. What do you guys think? Unification.
Oh, it's the zone. I thought it was ESPN.
That's what Steve Kim said. All right, let me check again. Yeah, because Maurice Hooker is with the zone, I believe. No. Let's see.
No, I think Hooker's with Top Rank. That's why I said that, Booch.
No, according to Steve Kim says it's official. Unification bout announced between Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez. Oh shit. Subscriber Demon, thank you for subscribing. Anyways, Steve Kim goes on to say July 27th at College Center Park in Arlington, Dallas, live on The Zone in the United States, on Sky Sports box office in the UK. There you go. The Zone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, there you go. Cool. Yeah.
Thank you, Tommy Temper. Tommy Temper is asking, can Stu talk more about the football, please? I'm afraid he doesn't want to talk more about this game, so best to let it go. Revolution is in the chat. Revolution, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, man. We don't want to talk about it.
I mean, fuck me. Honestly, it was like an advert for the watching that back five was for England was like an advert for the fucking donkey sanctuary. Please
Jesus.
donate. Do you know what I mean? Get out of there. I don't want to talk about that shit. Shower of shite.
My God.
All right. Anyway, yo, what's up, everybody?
What up,
Doc?
What's up, my boy? How you doing?
Revolution?
Fucking, yo, Deontay Wilder. Everybody said initially that Wilder, who won between Ruiz and AJ? Wilder. Everybody was saying that at first, but I think it's starting to turn around. I think really Ruiz has captured the imagination of a lot of people. He was on that late night talk show with Jimmy Kimmel. Yep. I don't think Wilder's ever been on a late night talk show after one of his fights. And that sounds like a stupid point, but it shows like your mainstream appeal in America.
Well, I think
Wilder wants.
Yeah, I think Wilder
was
a damn
clown. He's trying to get attention.
Yeah, I think Wilder was on. He appeared on Sesame Street after he made a comment that he wanted to kill somebody in the ring.
Oh God.
Yeah, and Jimmy Kimmel's a fucking libtard, isn't he? He's a lefty, so he's probably offended by Wilder's comments. That's probably why he ended him on sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
That's such a fucking because Jimmy Kimmel's got his start with the fucking Man Show on Comedy Central, which was great, and I was a libtard.
Yeah. Well, I just like to thank you Americans for taking that fat piece of shit James Corden off our hands, because that guy I couldn't bear to. He used to make me sick to my stomach every time I saw him on the TV. And thankfully, the Americans took him off our hands, and apparently he's a big star over there. I mean, it's amazing. It just shows you don't really need much talent these days to be a star in the big old US, do you?
No, that's a good
you just
point.
got to have your finger up your nose.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Ruiz. I don't think Ruiz is going to be champion long enough to create a legacy where he's going to have a major fan base and sort of thing. I think he's going to have a Mexican following because Mexicans will follow fucking anybody. that's got a Mexican name. So they're going to follow this guy no matter what. So he's going to get numbers, but I don't think he's going to build up a fan base like Canelo or even Anthony Joshua, the guy he beat. I don't think he's going to have that sort of fan base because I just don't think he's going to be champion long enough to do that.
Oh no, I see that, but I mean, think about it too. You know, everybody says Ruiz did what Wilder didn't. You know, he was a late replacement. Like, what did I say in the chat? That they say Golovkin lost the story of the fight to Canelo. Well, Wilder lost the story of his championship in a way. You know, Ruiz did all the things right, and now when if Wilder and Ruiz have a fight for the championship, Wilder's going to be the bad guy. Ruiz is going to be the people's champ.
He lost the story of having a pair of fucking balls. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Like, Wilder's whole program is fucked.
I mean, I just want to respond to Bay Area. He just mentioned about Mexican champions. I think he mentioned 11 Mexican champions and three. What did he say? 3 unified champions, which is very good going. Mexico having a good run, but I don't think even when the Brits were winning all the belts, it weren't really a major thing to cry about because you've just got to look how the belts are won. It's like a lot of the Brits, they seem to go the WBO route, don't they? They seem to get that route, or the IBF, where Hearn and Warren have got little connections with that. Where the Mexicans have got WBC. I mean, they all get a shot. If you're a Mexican, you're going to get a shot at a WBC belt. You know, you got to look at people like Santa Cruz, just as an example, who just moved up and got shots at WBC titles in the division above without fighting anybody. And you've just got to look at Canelo. I mean, they designed belts for that guy. I mean, he's got they designed their own belts for that guy. So a lot of them champions have been given belts on a platter. Let's say vacant titles as well. So I don't think we can talk about who's got who as champions anymore because it's who's got the best promoter now.
I agree. I don't count belts. It's just pointless. All right. Let's see what we have in the chat here.
Yo, what's Johnny doing? He's on camera right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm driving. I gotta pick something up real quick.
All right. Just keep it on mute. The phone lines are open, people. So if you wanna chime in and give us your opinion,
Because the best.
all right.
Yo,
I think
I'm hearing an echo.
Oh God.
You guys hear an echo?
No.
No, I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing an echo.
Okay, maybe it's just me. We'll just
that's why promoters. That's why having a good promoter is very important these days because you can actually go straight to the top of the queue when it comes to getting mandatory title shots or getting your rankings put up the list. All it takes is a few backhanders from these powerful promoters, and job done. You don't. It's not like the old days where you have to work your way up to a position. You can just go. You can just leave a division and just go to the next division and get put straight at the top for the number one position for the mandatory sort of thing. It's just it's an absolute joke. So that's why we can't get too excited about what nations have belt. I mean, if it weren't for the WBC belt, if that wasn't around, how many champions would they have? It probably half. So that's just my opinion on belts.
All right. Yeah, I don't really put that like BDA says. Belts are pointless these days. I mean, you have 4 belts per division, then you have interim belts, super champions. It just becomes a huge fucking joke. So don't pay much attention to belts. Seriously, guys, don't. All right, guys, can you hear me okay in the Hangouts?
Yeah, I think I've got a delay.
Yeah, there's a huge fucking delay. You know what? I'm gonna shut these fucking Hangouts out and I'm gonna give you another link. So everybody bounce from the Hangouts. Alright. Guys on YouTube, you can still hear me. Yeah, I don't know. That Hangout group that we had, it was just fucking weird, man. You guys can hear me okay, so that's what matters. Alright. Let's see. How the hell do I do this shit? One momento, por favor. Yeah, all these belts are a joke, guys. Some people say belts matter. I don't think they matter. We know who the champions are. We don't need. There we go. That's the problem. Yeah, we don't need belts to tell us who the champs are. All right, I'm opening a new Hangouts. By the way, the phone lines are open if you wanna call in. Let's see. Gypsy Boxing Style says the belts around one belly and and belly is Ruiz belly. Yeah, what the hell are you saying? Rasclot says Usyk is pound for pound number 1. I don't know if he's trolling. Are you trolling, Rasclot? Alright, I opened the Hangouts. I will be sending out the links as soon as possible. Maybe we need some music in the meantime. Alright, let's see. What the fuck's going on? Hawker Mustang is saying, what did Nopal say? Well, he said a lot of things, but it's mostly his behavior. He's just stupid. Told him, don't call on Hangouts. He calls on Hangouts multiple times. So I tell him, okay, I'm gonna block you. Then he curses at me in Spanish. Because he's low class, And so then I said, I blocked him, basically. And then I forgot to block him on YouTube in the chat, so I then blocked him in the chat. So that's basically it. Alright. Sending the links. Holy shit, man. I don't know. For some reason the computer is slow or the internet is slow. Not sure which one. I don't think it's the internet because you guys can hear me fine. Alright, Stu, I sent you the link. Alright. Hawker Mustang is asking if El Duty is blocked. I mean, come on, guy. Alright. Alright. We are back, as in back to talk some boxing. Let's see where people are saying in the chat here. Bay Area, California says Fury didn't do enough. He got knocked down twice. A draw is not crazy. Okay, I disagree. Box says Cachnelo, you need a wrench. Yeah, maybe we'll give Cachnelo a wrench. He's been loyal to the BDA family. All right, who's back in the Hangouts here? I hear some fucking background noise. Oh, it's Echo. Yeah, it's Stu. Stu, what's up? All right, Stu, as always, with his. All right, I'm gonna mute Stu for a while now.
I'm here, man. I'm here. I was just.
What are you doing?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You take a while to answer, though.
Doing nothing. I'm just.
All right.
Yeah, there's a delay. There's a delay, man.
All right, Gonzalo, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. That's fine now. All right. Well, we'll wait for the other people to join. Let's see what. I'm just reading some comments here from the chat. The Quack says, I only gave Wilder the rounds with the knockdowns. That's possible. That's possible. Rasco222 says he agrees with the Quacks. All right. Revolucion says Stu took a while to answer, just like Anthony Joshua. Good point as well. The Quacks is saying that if we give Cacinello a wrench, he's gonna be drunk with power. Yeah, we should think about that. I don't know how mentally stable Cacinello is. Maybe too much power is gonna. It's not gonna be a good idea. All right. Gonzalo, you there?
Yes.
All right. So can Andy Ruiz become more popular than Deontay Wilder?
Yes, for sure. He can. Right now, he's a story pretty much around the world. Will that die down? Um, all the way up to the lead up to the Joshua fight, he will remain popular. But like Stu says, he got to continue winning, and I believe he can because he has never really lost. Just a majority decision to Parker. So if the kid's always won, even in the amateurs, I can't really say that he's going to lose anytime soon because if he beats Joshua, I mean the guy's got good intangibles. He's got speed and good power apparently, and has a good chin. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
just a side question here. In your opinion, what are the chances of Andy Ruiz repeating that win against Joshua in the rematch?
I think he's got a good chance. The thing that helped him, I believe AJ did come to fight, whether he looked worried or not. The guy put him on the ground. AJ did in the third round, and he was able to follow up with a good right hand that Ruiz was able to take. But if Ruiz would have retreated, AJ would have knocked him out because when hurt, if he would have gone on the back foot, instead of like staying in the pocket and outboxing the guy and hurting him, he would have got knocked out because Ruiz would have been out of range and Joshua would have been able to hit him from a distance if Ruiz would have stepped back instead of staying in there and fighting. And I think that's what really surprised Joshua, that he was able to remain there and with the shorter, faster hands, able to beat him to the counters and knock him out. So I think he can't do that. But obviously, Joshua's going to prepare and is going to come up with a different game plan. But at the same time, Ruiz is going to be more aggressive, like I think he mentioned.
I think he's got a very, very good chance of winning the rematch, Bocho.
It's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah,
I believe.
Hey, Johnny boy, you want to hold that thought for just a second so we can take a phone call? All right. 407.
Sure.
Yeah, just hold on. 407, you're on the air. 407.
Hey, this 407 here.
What up?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hey, I'm not going to lie. You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm in Florida. Well, I'm happy that the title came back to the state. However, I'm a little disappointed in Ruiz, man. He hitting that guy behind the neck and behind the head. If you look at all his fights, he's a dirty fighter. If he go back for a rematch and the ref call those calls, he's through. He can't go toe to toe. He can't. I'm not saying it. Look at the tape. I'm disappointed, but I'm happy that the belts came back to the States. But I'm disappointed in him. He got to fight good. He's a good boxer, but he hitting behind the head too much. It's a no.
Okay, some people are gonna.
Probably gonna disagree or
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Let's see. Gonzalo, you wanna take this one?
Let me. Here,
you seen the fight
say
at
what I was gonna say real quick, Pete Bocho.
You seen the fight,
Go ahead,
though,
Johnny.
right?
Nah, bro. Is this dude trying to talk still, or yeah? But bro, he's just swinging. He's just swinging. If some of them shits happen to hit him in the neck, so be it, bro. They're fighting. You know, I mean, it ain't like he zapped Judah.
Then. He hit him with the elbow. Look. I used to box Silk City in Patterson, New Jersey. We never do that. That's automatically quality. That don't qualify. That was all illegal hits. He was going down. He hit him with pounds. You don't do that in boxing. I don't like that dude Joshua at all. I don't like him. I'm happy that they brought it back to the state. But if he fight a rematch and they call that, he gonna lose it. He need to get prepared for. If he go a rematch, he got to get prepared, because if they call a straight fight, he could do that probably over here. But if they go back over there in England, he's dead. They're gonna call that illegal punches. It's no different from Mike Tyson biting Holyfield. All those is illegal. Look at the fight and look at his previous fight. He's a dirty boxer. I respect that. That's street fighting, but not no ring boxing. You can say but look at the tape, dude. Hey, I'm happy as fuck that they came. He got them belts back. He got them belts in the States. I'm happy, but I don't like England. No, fuck no. But talking about the United States, yeah, keep the belts over here. Keep it in Mexico. I don't give a fuck. Keep it in America. You know, but fighting over there, he would lose pound for pound. That dude, he hit straight fist. He's strong. But he got to fight him illegal. If you're going to fight him illegal, they're going to call the risk. They're going
he didn't hit him. He didn't hit him
all day.
Let's put it's not demographics. I mean, we keep hearing these demographics.
Go ahead, caller. You want to make a final point here?
I was just going to say.
Hey, caller, you want to make a final statement? Oh, he hung up. All right. Well, go ahead, guys. What do you think about this caller who believes that Andrew Ruiz fought dirty by hitting behind the head?
Bro, listen, Bucho. Before that guy called, I was saying he's got a very good chance of beating in the rematch. Not every punch is going to be perfectly right on the guy's face. They're fighting, dog. They're fighting. It's not. So what if he hit him in the side of the back of the head a little bit? It's a fight, bro. It's a fucking fight. Nah, get the fuck out of here with that shit. No, absolutely not. I'm not going for that at all. Absolutely not.
All right, Gonzalo, what do you think about that?
He caught him on the top of the head, and he caught him on the ear. Yes. He caught him on the top of the head. He caught him on the ear. If we remember the Canelo-Golovkin fight, you know, Golovkin was able to nail Canelo really hard. And I'm not trying to put Canelo on a pedestal, but nobody claimed that he hit him with an illegal shot. When GGG threw that looping shot and hit Marco Antonio Rubio, the Mexican guy, on the top of the head, a lot of people said that was a beautiful punch. You know, that looping shot that hit him on the top of the skull. But this guy wasn't getting hit on the neck or on, you know, the back of the head. On the back portion. He got hit on the side of the head.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the first knockdown, when Joshua went down, that was just right behind the ear. That wasn't, you know, behind the head, the back of the head, like a rabbit punch. I didn't see that. Now, I have to rewatch it and really look at, because it was pretty chaotic later on. You know, with Joshua trying to clinch and trying to survive, you know, I guess it could happen, you know, I mean, that a punch becomes a rabbit punch.
The thing is that fight had shades of Primo Carnera versus Max Bet. I mean, it just where Carnera was just a big lump that every time he got clipped or grazed, he was just fucking falling all over the place. And it's embarrassing to watch it, because I watched the highlights again. Couldn't bear to watch the whole thing again. But I watched the highlights, and a lot of them shots that Ruiz was throwing was not actually, they weren't landing clean. Like I said, they were just. That's even worse for Josh. I could understand if he was getting cleaned out with big shots on the button. I can understand that, but these are just grazing shots and just no composure. He like just wasn't looking what he was doing. He just fucking had his head down, his arms up. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't know. It was just horrible. I don't think it was because he went to the big bad wolf in America. I think it was just there's a lot of reasons why he lost that fight. There's I don't believe Anthony Joshua's as bad as he showed the other night. I still think he has plenty of work to do, and he's got a lot of flaws. But I think that's the worst we're probably ever going to see him. But unfortunately, he's never going to be able to live this one down, because even if he bounces back and knocks Ruiz out, he's still going to have people say, "Oh, well, he ain't that good. Look what Ruiz did to him in the first fight." I mean, and because it was an embarrassing loss. I mean, like I said before on the podcast the other day, I said he'd have been better off getting clipped with a big shot and getting knocked out. It can happen in heavyweight boxing, but when you're getting up and you're showing mental weaknesses, weaknesses with your tank, how you fall to pieces when you get hurt, you lose your shape. He showed everything. He showed us everything that's wrong with his game, sort of thing. And I think I don't know. I think he can beat Ruiz in the rematch, but it's a long road back for him to be a undisputed champion like he was thinking before. I just think it's a long road back, and I just don't see him beating Wilder and Joshua right now. And I tell you what, on that performance, I think Joe Joyce could have beat him. He was that bad. Do you know what I mean? So
Now we talk
but
about.
Stu, the truth of the matter is that okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. There's a delay. I don't know why.
I was just gonna say, Stu, Anthony Joshua did only have 48 amateur fights. I mean, he did win a gold medal, but Ruiz been fighting since he's 7 years old, and he had 110 amateur fights. So the deeper amateur pedigree Ruiz does have, and as a professional, even though a great record with 22 wins and 21 KOs, I mean, Andy Ruiz had 32 fights. So that's just more experience. I think that Joshua, there were still questions. I mean, this fight did answer whether it's a 50 fight going into the rematch. Like you said, who will know if he can beat Wilder or any of the other guys, if he'll get beat
yeah,
again.
I just think with the way he had his left hand down, he's very Carl Froch like the way he had his left hand down really low and flicking the jab out from his waist, sort of thing. I mean, I can understand if this guy's got good body movement, like Tyson Fury, he can read a shot. He knows what shots come in and he's out the way, sort of thing. But this guy's not. He's very robotic, and he's got his left hand down. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster. And he's very chinny for me. He's got to be chinny. You don't. Andy Ruiz has done that to nobody. Nobody. Think of one person Andy Ruiz is at world class level that he's done that to. He hasn't, and that just shows you how bad Joshua's chin is. And round the head, round the temple, round the ear, round the area. Like I said, I think the lack of well, I don't know. I'm not a fucking one of these guys that know about fitness and muscle and everything. But I'm just saying that muscle and lack of water around the brain or whatever it is, he's just getting clipped and he's fucking doing the dance, and it's just alarming. I'll just leave it there.
Right. We have another call. Revolution.
Yeah.
Let me just take the call before I send you the link. All right. Let's take a phone call now. 484. You're on the air. 484.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you just speak a little bit louder?
Yeah. All right, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just scream if you have
Can
to.
you hear me?
Yeah. But just it's a bit low.
All right, well. Okay. Well, I was just going to say that I agree with Stu. I don't think that AJ had his best night. I think he just had an off night, because that's the first thing I noticed when I saw AJ walk into the ring. I told my girl when I was watching it, and I wasn't even rooting for AJ. I was rooting for Ruiz, because I was in the first Mexican champ. So when I was looking at it, I was like, there's something wrong with him. There's something not right. So I agree. I think, he just had an off night. And I had a question for you guys. If AJ wins the ring, it'll be a rubber match.
What's the question?
Hello?
Yeah. What's the question?
If AJ wins the rematch,
Does it? Did
I
it?
think
I
there
think.
will be a rubber match.
Oh, if AJ wins, guys, is there gonna be a third fight?
Yeah, is there going to be a third fight? Do you think?
Me personally, I don't think so. But what do you guys think in the hangouts?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Nah, because
I don't
listen,
want to see I don't want to see because the time we've had a third fight, the Joshua Wilder situation be out the window by then because probably Joshua would have, Wilder would have took a defeat as well, and it lost its spark by then. I just think well Joshua could probably beat Ruiz and then go after Fury or Wilder. He has to do that to get any sort of respect back on his name. I think beating and I don't think Joshua should take Ruiz back to the UK in his safe space, shall we say? I think he's got to prove himself by going back to America and putting the wrong right, if you get what I'm saying. Because the excuses are going to come out. Oh well, Joshua had everything his way in the UK, and you're going to get all that. For me, if Joshua wants to put this right, he's got to go back to America and fight Ruiz in his home country, or his adopted country, shall we say, or even fight him in Mexico. Show what a true champion you are and go to Mexico and fight him. But what is he proving by bringing him back to the UK? Bringing him over a fucking 10 days before the fight, beating him, and then what?
that's a good point.
So
Anything else you want to say, caller?
No, that's it. I can barely hear you guys. I'll see you next time.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Yeah, we really need to fix these shitty fucking phone lines, man. All right. Maybe if I increase the volume from the Hangouts, people are gonna be. All right, here we go. All right, guys, the phone lines are open. You can see the phone number on your screen, and I'm constantly copy pasting the goddamn phone number in the chat, so you can't miss that phone number. Yeah, listen, guys. Like the caller asked, if I think there's gonna be a third fight. I agree with Stu. Nobody wants to. There's no point. I mean, listen. There's Fury and there's Wilder. They're gonna be fighting, and we want a unification now. All right, it's time for a unification. Let's stop all these bullshit games. We just saw what happens when you marinate fights. They fucking they rot. The food fucking rots, man. Oh, by the way, guys, here's another question. Well, it's sort of a question. It's like a question, but also a statement. Listen, you always talk about when a fighter loses, and it's a shocking loss, that the fighter gets humbled. Are AJ fans humbled now? In the sense that, anything can happen, and we've seen Wilder almost get knocked out.
Yeah, but the thing is, AJ's got two kind of fans, bro. He's got sensible fans like me that like the guy for what he did for UK boxing. He put these big arenas on the map, big boxing scene in the UK now. People are getting paid a lot of money, and Anthony Joshua has had a big part of that. So of course I'm going to back the guy, but I've also got two eyes and they work, and I understand the sport of boxing. I knew he was going to get beat. I knew the flaws. The guy was getting rocked in nearly every one of his fights. So it was a matter of time before someone got hold of him. I was shitting my pants for that Wilder fight, to be honest with you. Didn't want to say too much, but shitting my pants for it because I was. Rod McCracken came in with his amateur style and tried to make him into a back foot boxer, and he just doesn't have the rhythm, doesn't have the movement, the footwork for that sort of game plan. He had to stick to the basics, the fundamentals, use his power and his strength, and use his distance. Never did that. He's getting worse. So yeah, I mean, I don't know where we go with Joshua.
Stu, I got something to add. You're echoing, Stu.
Yeah, Stu, it fucking echoes, man. All right, go ahead.
But no, I was just gonna say because I just got out of my car and shit. But I heard Stu a second ago say that it's fucking Stu, you're echoing like a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah. Man, you need to get some headphones, man.
How can I be echoing when I wasn't even talking.
Yeah,
So how can I
exactly,
be
Stu.
echoing when
But
I'm not talking?
Stu, because you're using
My voice is echoing.
Hey, hold on, Stu. Let me tell you something. You're using speakers or something, so you can hear us talk, right? But we can hear ourselves in the echo because you're not using headphones, and then
I don't know what it is, man. Shitty hangouts. That's what it fucking is. Shitty hangouts. Because I never have any problem talking to anyone else but you.
that's possible.
Yeah, but anyway.
I'll tell you what it is.
Hold up,
Hold on.
hold up, bro.
Boxing style. Eat your cereal.
I was just
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say what Stu said a few minutes ago about Joshua getting out of his comfort zone and yeah, I agree, bro. He needs to come back to the States and fucking settle the score in the States so he comes out of his fucking comfort zone of the UK and prove he can win one out of his safe zone, like Stu said.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, so like Amir Khan said, he shouldn't go after Ruiz. He shouldn't do that. He should, think about his next opponent and then go after Ruiz. Like, this is coming from a guy that never rematched a guy that's beat him. He's lost 4 times, has he? Never rematched one of them. So I don't hear it about Khan.
Why would you
listen? Just because he plays the coward doesn't mean
Why would you
Joshua's
listen to Amir Khan? Seriously, why the hell would you even listen to this guy? Hold on, guys. Hold on. We have to introduce somebody.
I'm gonna blow this internet up right about now. Bro, what's up? What's up with all that shit talking, bro? I'm being real. I'm because I picked honest.
What's up, Boxing Style?
What's up, guys?
Okay, what did you want to say?
Stu's on his menstruation cycle, huh? What's going on?
Ooh, get him. Get him.
I didn't hear that because you was rumbling and around in the background. So
I said you're on your menstruation cycle, bro. Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on, mister?
You bleeding, bro?
Can anyone translate Armenian to English for me, please?
Oh, the Turks trying to kill you, motherfucker.
Google, bro.
I can't hear him. I don't know if it's my internet.
What happened was, I'll tell you what happened, bro. You guys all talking about this. I'll tell you what. AJ quit, bro. I didn't even mention this in Things fucking podcast. What's his Johnny Boys? But AJ quit. Did you say it? You can say it. He quit. He quit like Amir Khan.
All right. Yeah. So are you saying he has no heart?
I'm saying maybe he doesn't, because maybe the money is fucking motivating him that way. I don't know.
Gypsy,
maybe he doesn't. He doesn't have it. Yeah.
Gypsy, I told you, bro. He's got to lace Andy Ruiz's Snicker bars with Xanax to beat him.
Exactly. Ooh, yeah, that's right. Jerry Springer shit right now.
But I've actually seen. Right. It's a bit bizarre, really, because I've never seen a guy so happy to lose his 3 belts.
It seems like bro.
It just seems.
Yeah.
But he just seems relieved. The pressure. This is the thing. Eddie Hearn with his fucking corny. Basically, he builds these guys up with corny fucking sayings and corny fucking press conferences, talking these guys up. He's got them all over the fucking TV in adverts and everything else. Just taking his eye off the ball. Look how many press conferences and interviews Joshua's had to do recently. How can you prepare for a fight when you've got Hearn asking you to do this, do that, and Hearn's talking about you like you're unstoppable? I mean, I'm surprised Hearn weren't trying to get him in there with fucking John Jones or something in a cage fight, the way Hearn was going on. I mean, it's just, that doesn't help a fight, because obviously Anthony Joshua has insecurity problems. It's because he had a panic attack.
Everybody. Yeah, so listen. I'm not going to bash him any further, but the thing is, with him, he did have psychological issues last time when we were talking about when he got clipped. I told you when he got clipped by Klitschko, he dropped. It was not quite the same afterwards, and he still hasn't changed. I thought he changed after the Povetkin fight, but he hasn't changed. I thought he was going to be better, but he's still the same. The thing is,
a lot of hunger's gone.
Yeah. And let me add to Stu's point about Eddie Hearn putting Joshua in a lot of these advertisements. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw a boxer be in an advert in between rounds of his own match. You know what I mean? Because the stream I was watching on Joshua was in a fucking commercial for earbuds or some shit.
Oh, mate.
Rounds of this fight.
You should try living in you should try living in the UK, mate. You can't turn a channel on without seeing Joshua's sweaty six pack on the TV. I mean, I've had a fucking enough of it.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Hey, talking about media too. Like, just to add to this point, this Andy Ruiz and AJ fight was so big in America, right? That I mean, I go on Snapchat, and the Snapchat has like stupid ads and little news stories on it, and I saw it was like it said, did Drake potentially ruin this athlete's career?
My friend told me that shit too, bro. My friend.
I have no idea what that's about. I have no idea what it's about, but apparently Drake had something to do with AJ. So
look, it's called
Drake in my Snapchat.
It's called
the Drake curse.
Andy Ruiz.
It's called the Drake curse, bro. Everybody he sees, he meets, they lose.
Drake's a fucking.
That's what I want to know a little about Drake as I can. So
Drake's a fucking bitch. But anyway, he fucking.
I don't know how anyone can listen to his music. It's just dull as fucking dishwater, man. I mean, if you've got that playing on in your car, man, I mean, it's one of them where you're driving about 130 and thinking about ending your life like Tyson Fury did in his Ferrari. It's one of them. You play Drake and it's the last moment of your life.
Yo, Stu, anybody who was on Nickelodeon as a kid and fucking talks about being a gangster, I can't take you serious, bro.
A Canadian gangster at that.
You're going back to the six packs, Stu. Going back to the six packs, I think that's where a lot of people, it's very controversial, like to many casuals, because you have this guy that's 6'6" with the Adonis body, and then the other side, the other spectrum, you have Andy Ruiz, which is a fat guy, So, people that kind of follow more boxing, especially with this win, would not hesitate to think that, this is a 50-50 fight going in anywhere it happens, whether it's in the UK or the United States.
Hey, Bucho, I was just wondering, can you throw the chat up on the screen, bro?
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, one pack beats a six pack any day, bro.
But what would really be an upset that a lot of people hasn't been talked about yet? If Ortiz beats Wilder, because it would be kind of like Foreman beating freaking Michael Moore. You got this guy that's really old.
Yeah, but he just doesn't have that hand speed that gave Ruiz a chance. Ruiz had a chance because he had hand speed, and that's always if you haven't got that and you're 48 years old for me, and that's being kind to the guy, and he's getting worse by the day. I mean, since he fought Wilder, he's declined terribly. I mean, he's not even getting his chumps out of there. I mean, he's fighting these bums, and they're hanging around, aren't they? They're seeing the 12th or the 10th round, whatever it is. I mean, this guy, I think it's going to be a terrible time for him to catch Wilder, because Wilder's actually built a bit of confidence now after that stoppage of Brazil, and I think he'd be quite dangerous in this next fight. I'm picking him to win that by stoppage quite quickly.
I agree, Stu. But before the Wilder fight, that fool's chin was better than fucking AJ's chin. Tell you that much. He would have given him a fight. Before
Ortiz?
Yeah, he would have given him a fight, bro. He would have given him. No, I'm not saying he'll beat him because he's not the type that's like Ruiz who will just come with an onslaught. He'll stop after he throws a few combinations.
Hey, man, fat and young beats old and slow.
That's what I was gonna say, Revolucion.
And secondly, but wait, aside from Ortiz, I don't think he has a shot. But overall, there's been a lot of upsets this year, and with the Ruiz upset, this is huge. Do you guys think there's gonna be like a domino effect, and maybe other boxers, other journeymen are gonna get inspired and try to fight harder and go for the win?
I hope that, bro.
Maybe.
We saw. Jarrett Hearn got upset recently.
That's what I was going to say.
Charlo.
Rung Visai.
Charlo.
Tony Harrison and
Joshua. Who else?
There was another. I know there's
Doc Bay and Navarrete.
Well, it should have been. It should have been an upset win for Fury when he beat Wilder, but we all know who got that fucking decision.
That's who.
Yeah, the Gill guy from England, Stu. I got a buddy named Tinoco that beat him, Enrique Tinoco. I mean, that's on a lower level, but anyhow.
Well,
Yeah,
Golovkin is fighting this weekend, so maybe there's gonna be an upset this weekend with Golovkin.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Golovkin's good, but I was just gonna say, Estrada versus Rungvisai, that wasn't really a big upset, bro. I mean, Estrada's the real deal. We've been there.
Nah, yeah. I don't think Fury Wilder was an upset really either.
Hey, remember Bucho?
What's his name? I'm sorry. Did you that beat Machado?
Yeah, Cancio, Andrew Cancio.
Andrew Cancio. That was a really good upset.
Yeah, that you're right.
I think that and Hearn were the two biggest, and Ruiz. So that's a big.
Even Julian Williams.
I just think what it is, guys. I think because a lot of these fighters now get so hyped up, and they get their belts handed to them on a platter, sort of thing. And when it gets to going to the trenches and digging deep and going in there with a guy that's actually got a bit about him that comes to win, a lot of them get found wanting. You know, they dig deep looking for their heart. It's nowhere to be found. So I don't think they're really shocked because a lot of these fighters are fucking well overhyped. So that's my opinion on it. It just looks from the outside, it looks like they're big shocks, but when you break it down, I mean the talent. I mean, is Charlo really much better than Tony Harrison? I don't think he really is.
Hey, you know what? That's true, Stu. Perception is reality.
Exactly.
And when they're building these guys up to be huge, when they fucking stumble and take their first loss, which isn't even that bad, it's like, whoa, what an upset. So, yeah, you're right. But
and there should have been more upsets.
Anyway.
There should have been more upsets. Go ahead.
Look, I mean,
did you guys notice how AJ
spit
his mouthpiece? Yeah, he spit his mouthpiece, and then afterwards he walked to the corner, looking at his corner, giving him the hint that he doesn't want anything to do with this fight anymore. And then when the referee told him walk forward, he didn't want to walk forward. And then he's like, "Oh, we're stopping the fight." He's like, "Oh, really? We're stopping the fight? What? That dude, he quit."
The ref was pulling on his trunks, being like, "Yo, come on."
Yeah, he didn't want to.
I've seen it quite often, mate. I've seen it quite often with these so-called pound-for-pound fighters, just not wanting it. I mean, even Mikey against Spence. All right, Mikey was giving away a lot of attributes on the night, but he showed no heart and desire whatsoever. He realised he couldn't win early on and just sort of went through the motions and tried to survive. And that's a sort of pound-for-pound fighters we're talking about now. And so they're not surprised. They're not shocks. They just look like shocks from the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was a little befuddled with the speed. Anthony Joshua.
Mikey's situation was all about speed, man. He was outclassed because of the speed. He was trying his best, but that's how he fights. And he tried
it wasn't working. Bro, Mikey ain't shit.
Look, Mikey's a good fighter at 140, at 135.
Yeah, but you can't say that he's not at least top 20, bro. He's in the top 20. You can't say he's top 30 or some shit. You can't degrade him that much.
Oh yeah, make us a list of the top 20.
Well, he's top 10. I think of 20, but I don't know.
He's top 10 according to the pound for pound list.
Oh,
he's what?
He's like number 9 pound per pound, right?
Yeah. Whose list?
He shouldn't be in the 9 anymore.
Well, maybe not. But that's the Ring magazine, right?
Let me check.
That's maybe because they're looking at the divisions that he won fights in. That's all it is. But that reality is he doesn't fall into the top 10. He falls in maybe 14, 15, somewhere on that area. Who knows?
No, I'm not saying he is. I'm just mentioning the fact, that he's.
Yeah, I know.
Number 9. Yeah, and I think eventually Usyk's gonna, if he's still in, I mean, he relinquished his belt, so if they're not going to include heavyweights, I mean, that's just gonna free up a spot.
Are we talking about Mikey's bitch ass?
Yes.
Mikey's training in snack. No. He's training. He don't even have a fight, and he's already preparing.
Oh, everybody in the chat's mentioning Mikey. I don't.
We brought him up, but let's get off him.
Why the fuck?
Mikey.
Why go back to Mikey? Seriously, aren't you guys fed up of Mikey Garcia? Fucking Mikey.
What happens if Mikey beats Danny Garcia, though? Then what do you guys think of him then if he beats Danny Garcia?
I'll give him some credit.
I
Yeah.
think if Mikey beats Danny Garcia, I'll say he was borrowing Angel's blow.
No,
Yeah,
but
I think he's got that. He feels bad for what happened. He's already training right now with Snack, and he don't have a fight scheduled.
Wasn't he?
whatever.
Isn't he supposed to fight Danny, or Danny's gonna fight Terrence Crawford?
Well, nothing's been signed, but I mean, he's training.
I
Yeah.
think it'll be a bigger fight with Mikey than with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, he's good, but he's not. His name is not as big as Mikey's.
All right, guys.
Speaking of,
Hold on, hold on. We have a phone call here. 510. You're on the air. 510.
What's up, everybody? This is Ross Clock, the one and only.
Oh. What's on your mind, Rasclot?
Rasclat.
All right, so here's the deal. I've been listening to every. Oh, what's up, y'all? Too. By the way, hello, everybody in the panel. I know that everybody's been talking about Anthony Joshua and his muscles and his six pack. I'm seeing a lot of videos, and I agree. He does have to lose a little bit of a muscle and weight. But here's the deal. Everybody keeps talking about how fat Ruiz is and how sloppy he is. Remember, guys, he's a professional fighter. A lot of you guys that are diehards sound like casuals. Keep talking about his body and this, and that. Number two, AJ has good genetics. He can't help what he looks like when he's training. He doesn't bodybuild. He does battle ropes. He does explosive movements. That's just the way his body is. Now he might be
No way.
naturally a stiff guy.
No way.
He might.
Oh
be
yeah,
a
because
naturally- he doesn't bodybuild.
who gets up in the morning? Who gets up in the
guys are
morning that
getting-
looks
no,
like
listen,
that without
listen.
training
You guys are
and
getting
doing weights?
his
Nobody.
strength conditioning training mixed up with bodybuilding.
Yeah, I don't.
What do you guys think? Is that natural?
I do.
I've seen
I look
Joshua.
like that on Sundays, bro. Only on
I
Sundays.
think it was it Joshua thought he looked quite lean. I watched him in one fight. He got quite lean, took a lot of muscle off, and he looked a lot better for it. So I mean, if Anthony Joshua stayed out the gym for 3 months, then still tell me he looks that big and that ripped. No chance. He's doing far too much weights. Like I said, that Rob McCracken, man, honestly, the fucking guy, he needs to go. He's brought nothing to Joshua's game. He's clueless in the gym. He's obviously
wait a
got
minute,
Joshua doing far too many weights.
Well, you guys seen him train,
He's got the
though, right?
wrong style for him.
Right,
I think he's
hold
trying to turn Anthony. I think he's turning Joshua into Cole Froch
Hold on, Stu. Let Rasclot go ahead.
without the chin.
Okay.
You
I can't hear him,
you
mate,
guys
sorry.
seen him train, right? Like he might be just a naturally stiff guy. I mean, it just that happens. The dude, he doesn't. Okay, here's the deal. He doesn't go to strength training. He's not bench pressing and then curling and doing shoulder presses and then lat pull downs. He's not bodybuilding. That's the way his body looks. The guy is just genetically gifted. And then you got Ruiz, who has the agility, but looks like he's out of shape. That's just the way it is. There's a lot of dudes in jail right now, a bunch of Latinos that's doing burpees all day, and they don't have the body of the fucking BGF that's doing burpees because of genetics.
Are you
Now,
saying
are the
Andy
Latinos
Ruiz doesn't
weaker?
eat?
No,
Rasclot,
they're
are
not
you
weaker. It's the same.
Rasclot? Are you saying that Andy Ruiz does not eat Snickers all the time?
What I'm
Or burritos.
Or burritos, or shitty like Mexican food, tortillas.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
Rascal's just coming out of a load of nonsense.
Yeah. Can I get 2 points in, Bucho, when I get a chance?
All right. Hold on, Rasclot. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Oh, this is I'm about to go off.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
if you want to
yeah,
stay
let me-
there, because a lot of people want to chime in here. All right. Who wants to answer, Rasclot?
No. I'm a.
I do.
Oh no, go ahead. Answer me.
I just get 2 points in there real fast.
Go ahead, quickly.
Go ahead.
Yes. A lot of people, have been talking about the weight all over the world. I mentioned it, but I'm just only speak for myself. I don't know, but I didn't hear nobody say that Ruiz was sloppy. I guess, not me for sure. He's a fast, he's a good puncher, able to put his shots together. Now, as far as AJ's body, he's big, Okay, and I don't think he's naturally like that body genetically. That's how he is because he was skinnier when he was in the amateurs. I think more like a genetically gifted body is like a Daniel Dubois. He's only 20 and he's already fucking huge, you know. But also I think Ruiz. We don't know if he loses weight, is his chin gonna be more suspect? You know, he can take a punch a little bit right now, but if
Yeah.
he fucking
I mean,
loses weight, is he gonna be more vulnerable to the chin? That's all.
Yeah, because he can get out of the way.
Gonzalo.
He can get out of the way of the
here's the
fucking
thing.
punches. He
Well,
won't be
here's
so
the thing.
robotic. He won't be so stiff. I mean, that's why
No.
you've got to be
I
lighter. There's
All
a
right,
reason why.
go ahead,
Deontay's got.
Rascal.
There's a reason Deontay Wilder comes in light. Because if he starts putting on 20, 30 pound of muscle, it's going to slow him down because he's
He
got a
can't
dodgy
move.
chin.
He can't
He
move.
can't move, exactly. So
All right.
he's going to get clipped.
We get
It's
the point.
only his
Yo.
footwork and his speed
Yeah,
that gets him out.
Gonzalo, like
Stu.
you were saying, like you were doing the equation, like mass times speed equals force, whether it's fat or muscle. You know, I mean, if he's lowering his speed, if he's lowering his weight and he's gaining speed, it evens out. You know, so he's got nothing to
Okay.
lose than losing some fat.
As I
Yeah, I'm
told,
just worried about his chin, not his speed.
True,
as
or
I,
his ass, because he lands on his ass,
hold
and
up.
that could
So,
probably take
All
some
right,
muscle.
Gonzalo,
everybody.
he
Hold on. When we have a phone call, we can't all just jump in. We gotta give priority to the caller. So, Rasclot, anything else, Rasclot?
Oh no. Okay. What I was gonna say is, I train. That's what I do. I train people. That's what the fuck I do. And I'm telling you, I'm old as fuck. And when I take off my shirt, motherfuckers think I am Anthony Joshua. You feel me? I got good genetics. And I know when a motherfucker got good genetics. And AJ got good genetics. Now, he might be chinny. Think about it. He got hurt in this last 5 fights. So he might be chinny. That's just what it is. Honestly, I think he should take a break and not rush this rematch because Ruiz gonna beat him. Anyway, I gotta go, but before I go, man, shout out to the Quags and all the precise presenter dick riders in the chat. Y'all can eat a dick because y'all fags. Peace.
All right, that was Rasclot. Thank you for calling.
Can I
Always
say what I was
controversial
gonna
with
say,
his
Pluto?
stuff. All right, guys. Sorry to cut you off, guys. Go ahead. I don't know who was gonna talk. There was a bunch of people.
I was
I was gonna say something, but I got interrupted.
All right,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say
Go ahead,
something,
Gypsy.
too.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, man, AJ's so fucking muscular. Like I told Gypsy on my stream earlier, he's stiffer than a preacher's dick, bro. He can't move. He can't move. You got to be like the Sundance Kid, bro. You got to be able to move, homie. He's too stiff. He's like they said in whatever it's called, bro. That motherfucker will tear his shoulder if he turns to wipe his ass, bro.
There's just no flow, no rhythm in his punches. The punches don't flow. They just don't. It looks all. It's all forced, isn't it? It's all forced with his punches. He puts so much into his shots when he's loading up that he takes a quarter of his tank away from him just by throwing a couple of them sort of things. So he has to. Like I said, I think he has to adopt the Vladimir Klitschko sort of style. He's going to lose fans and he's going to be boring to watch at times. But I don't think he can. That exciting Joshua, that explosive Joshua. I don't think we're going to see that anymore because the same thing's going to happen to him if we do.
But you know what? You know what a Vladimir Klitschko needed? An Emmanuel Stewart. And who's going to be the Emmanuel Stewart to teach AJ how to take advantage of his natural gifts?
Jonathan Banks.
Yeah, but Manny.
Jonathan Banks.
But Manny Stewart trained Klitschko for a little while.
All right, guys, hold on. We got another. Hold on, we got another phone call. We got another phone call, so you gotta wait, please.
Bring him on.
Bring him on. Yes. All right. 901. You're on the air. 901.
Hey yo, what's going on? It's your boy H Money, Mr. DAZN, the Boxing Voice 2019 Rookie of the Year. And I gotta say, Anthony Joshua, he needs a new trainer. I said that a long time ago. Because the training staff he has right now, they're not gonna work for him. I mean, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Anthony Joshua is going on 30 years old, and he doesn't even have no fundamental skills. He doesn't even know how to block. He has no head movement, and he got beat by Butterbean. How are you the so-called best heavyweight and the champion of the world, and you get knocked out by Butterbean? You tell me. Okay, and Anthony Joshua, once again, he let down Eddie Hearn, he let down the UK, he let down Barry Hearn, and he let down DAZN and Matchroom Boxing. And I'm so happy and I'm so glad that DAZN never gave him a long-term contract. Okay, Anthony Joshua has been on a fight-by-fight deal with DAZN. And now after he just took this devastating
Does this guy work
loss,
for the zone?
he has to have another rematch. Wait, hold on. He has to have another rematch on the
Nah, he has a
right?
YouTube channel. I
So
know
if he
about
loses
it.
this rematch, his career will be over.
Yeah,
His
this
career
guy
will be
starts out
over,
good, but he
and
ends up
DAZN will
like Stephen A.
terminate his
Smith, just
contract.
the same. That's not right.
All right. Anything else you want to say,
Ruiz has a
caller?
good amateur, and he's got a good professional
Hang
record.
on, Gonzalo, hang on. Let him finish,
Let
man,
me
because
speak.
he's
Let me
talking, man.
speak. His
Yeah,
his
talks
contract
the
is
same
about
shit.
to be over.
Yeah, but
You
just let him
guys
get
are
on with
talking
it.
a whole bunch of nonsense over here. I can teach all you about boxing because you guys don't know shit about boxing.
All right. Anything else you want to say? All right. He's gone. Well, thank you for calling.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Stu. He starts off and
Yeah,
he
but
starts being
this is the thing. We let him get it all out so he can actually
Yeah.
expose himself for a bigger retard than what he originally thought he was, and that's what he did. So
Hey, guys, no, I
let
have
him
a
carry
question.
on. I mean, this. Do you know? It's funny that the guys that always say you don't know shit about boxing are the ones that don't know shit about boxing. It's just funny how it works out that way. So
Why
H
are people
money.
getting mad?
But he comes off like a spokesman for like the zone.
Yeah.
no, because
What's
he's crazy. He's always. I know this guy, man. That's what I'm saying.
but what's
Look,
the
you can start off talking
what's
good
the
and in the
boxing
end do
voice?
it.
What's the
Go ahead,
boxing
Bucho.
voice? Rookie of the year. What the hell does that mean?
Well, rookie of the year in the boxing voice. Well, it's nothing
Yeah.
to be proud of. Is it being a rookie amongst them retards? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know what it means. I mean, I probably you got Nestor.
man.
He probably charged for that title. If you want to be a rookie, then you've got to just donate to the boxing voice. I mean, one of them ones. So I don't know what it means. I don't watch that fucking show no more because of people like H Money and people like that.
Hey, can I say something quickly about what Rosclot was saying about genetics, naturally gifted, and all that? It's true. There are some guys that are built that way naturally. Like, in other words, they look like they don't have to work out. They just got cuts naturally and they're big. But that's not the case with Anthony Joshua. You could tell Anthony Joshua is a guy who hits the gym to gain muscles. He lifts heavy. That is bodybuilding. The problem with AJ is that I believe is that he's neglecting cardio. Now, somebody would say, well, if he works out for 3 hours, yeah, that's different. You stop in between. Cardio and lifting weights are two different things. If he
Yeah.
could learn how to mix them together and know how to gain cardio, because look, I work out. I've been doing that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Just like Rosclaw said, I've been doing it since I was a teenager. I'm in my mid-40s. So I've been working out all my life. The one thing I know about is when a guy's trying to lift weights to gain muscles. And Anthony Joshua has all the signs of a guy who's lifting to gain a whole lot of muscles. And
Recognize.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
it might be fucking with his cardio.
Recognize.
Yeah.
If Anthony Joshua does what you are suggesting, will he lose weight?
And it'll be better for him. When I say lose weight, like, okay, he's a guy that weighs 250, close to it, right? Why not weigh no more than 240? In other words, like, okay, still work out because it's probably in him. He doesn't feel right if he doesn't work out. There's some guys that don't feel right if they don't lift heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But cut down the reps, and those reps that you cut down, throw in some cardio
Yeah, exactly.
until you know how to mix the two.
Some
You
resistance
can do
training.
all the weights. You can do all the weights in the world. You can train for 6 months doing weights. Nothing prepares you for the energy that you waste during a fight. A fight. I mean, just getting in a fight in the street. It's one of the most tiring things you'll ever do. I mean, because so it's a different sort of energy that is with weightlifting. You can control your breathing. There's no nerves. There's no punches coming your way either. You know, so you don't have to use your legs. You can just sit there and it's comfortable. You can do it all fucking day long. But there's a different sort of energy used when you're in a boxing
And Stu,
ring.
you know how you know this?
That's
Stu,
why
you know
I preach muscle is bad for boxing. Go on.
Stu, you know how you know this? You know how you know he's a what you call a buff head, a dude that's just. Sorry about that.
Yeah, go on. You go on.
He's a guy that lifts weights to gain maximum muscles. Look at the way his arms are shaped, his biceps.
Okay.
It's got that extra. It's got that the tricep part. It's got muscles. It's got muscle coming out of it. You can't do that unless you are working out to gain maximum muscles. You can't be. You can't. That doesn't naturally grow on a man. That's something you work on. I'm talking about the triceps, not the biceps part. It's shaped like his bicep, like the upper part of his arm. That's how it's shaped. So he's lifting heavy weights. Also his chest. Look at the size of his chest. He's gaining fat on it because that's what naturally happens. He's doing a lot of bench pressing, a lot of leg pressing, and he's doing a lot of arm curls to gain maximum strength.
The best thing you could do is resistance training because you're doing negative and positive resistance, right? Like Holyfield used to do this a lot, and he was muscular, but obviously we know he was on the juice. You know, resistance training is the best.
Point. That's a good point because AJ's on the juice. Nobody can tell me. Like,
and one thing about that, it wasn't in England. He couldn't have that. Was that a reason why he was lackadaisical?
He does the weights.
No. He was just as built, Gonzalo, as he's been in every fight.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
He does the weights.
I'm just talking about the fact that he didn't take PEDs.
Hang on.
How do you know he didn't take PEDs or didn't take them?
All right, guys.
Because he's in the United States. And he's subject to different rules. Like Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders had an exception over there. But, you know, when he wanted to fight over here and he got his fight suspended, he was subject to different tests. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's the way it is. I'm just throwing that in there.
At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua is to take him doing weights to keep the fucking desperate housewife brigade happy. He's a poser.
All right.
He's a poser, and he's took his eye off the ball. Hang on a minute, Butcher. He's took his eye off the ball, and he's more interested in looking good for the ladies than getting in the proper shape for boxing.
That's exactly right, Stuart. That's it.
Thank you.
All right, hold on, guys. Let me introduce Precise.
And on that note, I mean,
hold on.
What do you guys think?
Hold on. Precise, are you there? I've been trying to introduce Precise for a long time now. What's up, Precise?
Oh, my bad, man.
No, I've just been listening a little bit. I just wanted to add that Ruiz is in excellent shape since we're on that.
All right.
I'm just kind of sick and tired of this like fat acceptance sneaking into boxing, man.
Hey, hey, Precise.
And I got no problem with fat people, man. Huh?
No, we agree. No, we agree he's fat. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Nobody here is defending the fact that that guy's fat. But Precise, what do you think about the comment about AJ that, you know, it's not his fault. That's his natural look.
No, I mean, he is too muscular for sure, but that wasn't a problem in this fight. But yeah, I agree, but it's like, what do you do now? You know what I mean? Can you burn off some of that muscle? I guess you could. I don't know. It's the type of muscle he's put on could only hurt him in boxing, right? I mean, just look at Wilder. Like, he's lean, muscular enough, hits harder probably, and has better stamina. Blah blah blah. Right? I think from the photos that I've seen of Joshua from the amateurs, he looks every bit to be built naturally built like Deontay Wilder. He just, you know, he got on that hardcore juice and put on the types of muscle that his heart naturally cannot support.
Yeah.
You know, his lungs cannot feed that muscle with oxygen and blood and so on and so forth. So,
I mean, I don't want to hear about natural genes. I'll get the fuck out of here. He's got Rascot with his natural genes.
Yeah, come on, man.
Borderline racist shit.
No, he's a Nephilim.
Nothing natural about what Joshua is doing. I bet whatever's on the packet, I bet it's got a fucking a hammer and sickle on it. fucking Soviet Union drug testing fucking lab. That's where it came from, mate.
Why is that racist?
That brick of juice.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's got a scorpion and a frog on the wrapper of that bitch.
Wait, Bucho, what are you saying? Are you trying?
Yeah, no, I ask why is that racist, and then Hawker Mustang saying superior African genes.
That's what it is. Yeah, the black man with his high thigh muscles that go into his back.
Has anyone reposted the Anthony Joshua's superior race comment? Has anyone hit him back with that yet? Because I'm surprised the media has been.
I heard.
Oh, I forgot of that.
I heard Eddie Chambers. I heard Eddie Chambers said, "You're a disgrace to the superior race."
Yeah, because
send them a picture of him getting knocked out.
And of course he did it in a rap. And of course he did it in a rap. You were a disgrace to the supreme race.
Yeah, well, if that's what the supreme race has got to offer, God help us if we get an alien invasion. We're doomed.
Yeah, well,
oh, man.
I think everybody's just pissed off. Fury's king of Wakanda. That's all.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
keep
all
going.
right.
That's all.
I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
If AJ were to lose some muscle mass, would that debilitate his chin? I know it would help him in the speed department, but would it debilitate his chin?
No, you can't help chins, Gonzalo. Well, if you could help chins, Amir Khan would have gone and bought something to do it. You know, you just can't help chins. That chin's always going to be dodgy. He's going to have to adapt the style so he don't get hit on it. Do you think Vladimir Klitschko automatically grew a chin? No, his chin was always shit. But he adapted.
Yeah, but in the heavyweight division, it's just a little different because you could put on more mass. You know, it's just you could surround your brain with a little bit more fluid, even if you're jumping one way to another.
He needs a chin cup. He needs a chin cup. That's what he needs.
Yo, but here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, dog. I don't know. At least in my experience, bro.
Chin cup.
Fighting with the gloves or fighting barefisted, bro. Like, if you can't take a punch, you can't take a punch, dog. Like, it ain't. No, and ain't nothing gonna help his bum ass chin, dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look,
No, I'll tell you one thing that could help out. It's conditioning. If his conditioning is high up, it will affect his chin as well. But if you're chinny. I mean, just like Stu said, you're chinny. It's gonna help though with the conditioning. If you have good conditioning, you get hit, you get quickly recovered, so you're still in the game.
That is actually a good point.
Exactly. That's the only thing it does help you with your recovery, so you're still in the game. But it doesn't mean you still didn't get rocked by a shot because your chin gave up on you, sort of thing. It's just the fitness and recovery what gets you through it. It's not chins.
But you know what? But you know what everybody's saying about the fight is that AJ took that first knockdown and then he couldn't recover.
Leg presses don't help your
point, actually.
Leg presses don't help your fucking chin, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but maybe it's just because I'm saying it's chin plus the recovery.
Go back and just fine. I don't know what people are talking about him not recovering. He recovered just fine. He was on his toes. He was moving around, using the whole ring. People need to watch that fight again because I'm hearing on the one hand, I'm hearing like it wasn't like the Lewis knockout, which it wasn't. But people are saying it wasn't just like one shot did him in, and then 2 seconds later, people are saying, "Oh, he got hit and he never recovered." So it's like you're contradicting yourself. I'm not saying any of you guys are doing this, but like the narratives after this fight are just like out of this world, man. People need to watch that fight again.
Well, you know what?
That shit was fake as fuck. That was not a real fight. You guys need and please stop overrating Ruiz because that motherfucker got no defense. I'm sick and tired of these fucking fantasy narratives, man. That shit was phony. Sorry, go ahead.
Hold on, guys. Let me just thank Sin Amosea for his contribution. I don't know if he was giving me yens, but I think it's yens. But thank you for your contribution. Go ahead, guys.
There's a moment in the fight where Anthony Joshua stands up straight and motions to Ruiz to punch him in the face. And Ruiz smiles at him, he nods his head, and then starts punching him. And then I think it was the 5th or the 6th round. This dude drops his hands and he just like lets Ruiz pound on him. I mean, come on, man. That was not a real fight. I mean,
People, I'm just frustrated
I don't
because
know. I don't know.
you guys need to watch that shit again. It was fake
I don't put
as
nothing
fuck,
past
man.
boxing because when I watched that fight, I said the same thing. I said this fight looks fucking weird.
Why is
I'm
he
watching.
rubbing
What
his
are you?
hands, letting
Okay,
this
All
dude
hold on,
beat
hold on,
on
hold
him?
on.
all right. Here comes the fake debunker right here. Okay, if it was such fakeness, then why the hell did he land that nice left hook on him?
Listen,
Why did he drop
I'm
his
not gonna
ass?
say. Look, I'm not gonna say it's fake. This is what I'm gonna
That
say.
could have been the end of the story for him.
AJ looked
He
like a
didn't knock him
bomb.
out. What are
AJ
you
looked
talking
like a
about?
He
dude.
dropped him
AJ
on
looked
his
like
ass.
But he
Gypsy. Would
didn't
you
knock him
admit
out.
this? Would you admit this?
Doesn't
AJ
matter.
looked like a
What do you
bomb
mean
in
it
that
doesn't
fight.
matter?
How the hell is he gonna know if he's gonna knock his ass out with that left hook, man? How is he gonna know that? That's impossible to know. If I could
I'm
have
not.
hit
You're
all
the
that
one
shit
making
and
the
then
argument. I'm not the one
no,
making the argument. You're
I'm
making the
just
argument.
I'm just saying like, how the hell would he know that shit?
I
How
didn't
would he
say he
know that
would
he's
know anything.
All right, hold on, hold
yeah,
on.
but how
We
are you
need
gonna
to.
say
Okay,
that? Oh,
okay,
okay,
hold on, hold
all
on.
right. I'm
Precise,
done.
precise. What are you implying exactly?
I'm not implying anything. I'm saying AJ took a fucking dive. I'm just outright saying it. It was.
So
It's
what
to
is it,
me,
man?
my opinion. To
Uh
me,
huh.
it's obvious. It's like whatever, man. I don't
He's
care if
saying
No, go
he's
anybody
ahead.
saying
agrees.
AJ looked like shit. He's saying that he
Yeah.
looked like shit that night, worse than he ever looked in his whole goddamn life. And I
I've
Okay.
agree,
seen
he looked like
AJ.
shit.
I've
I'm
seen
not gonna
AJ
say
fight little guys like Povetkin, and he did all the things you're supposed to do when you
Povetkin
fight a
breaks
small
his
guy.
fucking nose and he's still beating the shit out of Povetkin. I mean, he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
He looked
and
like
then he
shit
and then he
Saturday
gets in
night.
the ring with the Ruiz. He stands up straight like a bum, and he drops his hands. That's not how you fight a little guy. I mean, you're not supposed to be fighting anybody like that. Why are you doing that? Why are you letting the guy tee off on
Go,
you?
go
Like,
look
why?
at go look
Yo,
at when
yo,
he
look,
knocks him
look.
down the third round,
Every
how he's
AJ
dipping
fight,
into him,
my
how he's dipping into him and gets fucking caught with a shot that, if you really think about it, he's stupid to be bending down that low to to go for the kill. He looked like shit
Matrix,
that night. He looked like
Matrix,
shit.
Matrix, Matrix. He does that to everybody he fights. He did that to Klitschko. He did that to Dylan White. He didn't do that to Povetkin because he knocked him out clean. Fucking who else did he do it? I think he tried to do that to Takam. Takam, he was just fucking. That was just all kinds of bad night for him. I'm not gonna even mention that.
You're picking
Fucking,
Ruiz in the rematch, yeah?
fuck yeah, bro. I
Okay,
said
good.
controversial
We-
decision for
Can
this
we
one.
can
I
we
didn't even.
can we bet on
Yeah,
it though? When the time comes, I'll remind you. We bet
I
on it,
don't
yeah?
mind. I don't mind it. I don't mind.
All
We
right,
could
all right,
bet.
all
Watch
right, all right.
AJ go on
The
there and
bet
sleep
is
this dude in the
on. A
second
new bet
fight. It's
Watch.
here.
gonna be over.
Honestly, what happened when Ruiz got knocked down, AJ probably expected Ruiz to retreat, and that would give him the advantage because he's 6'6". But he fought on the inside. You know that kind of surprised Anthony Joshua because most people
Gonzalez,
will be on the back foot. How is Ruiz going to
Gonzalez.
get him if he backs up? And that would be your natural instinct to
Can I?
retreat because you're hurt, but he
I
didn't.
didn't finish. I didn't finish what I was gonna
I
say.
know.
That's what he
I'm just
does.
gonna. Yeah,
And then
I'm
he
just
got
saying.
caught on a temple when he was doing it again. The reason I'm assuming he suspected that because you could see in his previous fights, he got caught in the temple, and then he couldn't recover off that temple shot,
Can I say
and that
one
was
thing?
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, shit. I'll tell you this about the rematch, bro. If it happens in the States again, I got Ruiz all day. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
It's
It's a
gonna be
50-50 fight to
it's
me.
gonna be in
Too
the
much, bro.
UK. It's gonna be in the UK, and
Wherever it's at, Ruiz one hit wonder is gonna come to an end. Guarantee it.
I
It's just
mean,
he's never
like,
been that one hit wonder.
but
Recognized. He's
His
never
one
been.
hit
He's been better
It
than
wonder
was a
that,
to
bro.
Anthony
combination punching,
Joshua.
bro.
yeah, but
Listen, I
hold
think
on.
he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose to Wilder if he fights Wilder before he fights Joshua. I guarantee you, he loses to Wilder. Wilder
Did you
puts
guys
him to
see
sleep.
I don't say anything about
Ruiz's?
that.
Hold on, boxing style. Hold on a second, bro. Did you guys see his last fight against Bumitrenko? Did you see that fight and how he struggled against that dude?
Hmm.
And then he gets in the ring with Joshua and blows him away when you struggle with the bum.
Yeah, lost to
Just a couple.
Parker, lost to
Come
Joseph
on,
Parker.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree precise. I agree precise, man. I mean, like been saying it. Calm down with the hype for Ruiz, man. Anthony Joshua, Anthony Joshua
What
would have got beat by anyone in the
what
top 10 that night.
If
and
he
look,
was
fought like
he?
that,
Was
just
he?
one more thing, just to make things clear. I'm not saying that I know for a fact he threw the fight, he took a dive. Something was terribly off about AJ. I don't know what it was. There's all kinds of conspiracy theories, speculations. That was not AJ at his best. That's all I'm saying. To me,
Do
in
you know
my
what I think?
opinion, he threw the fight.
Go ahead, man.
I think he had a break. I think he had a breakdown, P. I actually think the
Maybe,
pressure,
maybe.
the pressure of it all, because they're talking about a panic attack. It's basically a breakdown. That is. I think he had a breakdown, and
When they start making those kind of excuses, Stu, that's them doing two things. They're trying to make an excuse for his bum performance, or you look like you threw that fight, motherfucker. What's going on? Okay, so people
yeah.
will say anything. Jake LaMotta made all kind of excuses why he got his ass beat by some bum and then killed Marcel Sedan in the next fight. I mean, it's just like these
I
Hold
things
just
on.
think.
gotta
Yeah.
happen.
I just
I'm
think
not
it was just
saying
too much for him. I
Dude,
mean,
no.
it's
He
just too much for
listen.
him.
Hold on.
I
He
Let's
went
Stu
over to
talk.
America.
Let's go.
No,
Go,
Stu.
go,
Let me
go
finish
ahead,
this.
Stu.
I will say this real quick. I go with evidence. He looked like shit in the fight.
Fair
That doesn't mean he
enough.
threw the fight. I'm saying that he looked like anybody could have beat him that night. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But my thing is, I think he cracked under the pressure. I think it just. I mean, I know it was his debut in America, but he was everywhere. He was on Joe Rogan, ESPN, fucking everywhere. They had all the big Good Morning America, whatever it was. I think he was on. I mean, I think it just got too much for him. He's used to his little safe space in the UK where everyone bigs him up and he's the
I
god,
agree
isn't
with
he?
that.
AJ the god.
Okay.
He goes to him.
so,
Hang on a minute, Gonzalo. I just think when the lights came on, I think he realised what was ahead of him. I think all the pressure Eddie Hearn's put on him to making out he's unbeatable. I think he just cracked, and I think he had a little bit of a mental breakdown.
he's
And I
also
think,
used to being saved by Parker's onslaught by the referee. You guys forgot that? When he pulled out a strap? He's also used to that shit too. Parker could have KO'd his ass too. You think Parker couldn't? He landed a fucking nice combination on him and from the 1 to 6 round. I
Yeah,
can't
that
remember
is
which round it
true.
was. He
If
could have
okay,
KO'd his ass as well.
if
Yeah,
you want
they
to
had
play
that.
triangle
Man,
theory, yeah.
They
If you
had
want to
that.
play triangle theory,
They had that fugazi ass ref from Italy in there to help him out too.
Hmm.
To me, there's
Gillon.
two truths. Andy Ruiz is not that bad of a fighter, and Anthony Joshua is not that good, or he's not elite.
Hmm.
yeah, but Andy Ruiz is not elite as well. So just calm
I
down
did.
about him as well.
I just said that. I said he's not that bad of a fighter.
Who
This
is
is what
So
elite
that
I'll
at
means he's not a
heavyweight? Come
bad
on.
fighter, and maybe he's not a great fighter. But
No,
at the
Nobody's
same
elite
time,
at
AJ is not as
heavyweight.
well.
This is what I'll
no.
say to that. This is
I
what I'll
think
say
for
to
his
that.
height, he's pretty
God
good,
damn it.
bro.
Listen, bro. This is what I'll say to that. I agree. Let's not start overhyping Ruiz, and I also agree. AJ did look like shit that night. Now you can blame it on him having fucking Tony Soprano panic attacks, or he got dropped in sparring, or whatever you want to. He got his ass kicked, bro, at the end of the day. Or it might have been him coming off the juice because he's not in his fucking comfort zone over there in England. Whatever it is, he got his ass kicked, bro.
All right,
I
hold on.
agree.
Hold.
Let's not
All right.
start fucking brown
Uh,
nosing Andy Ruiz either. But
all
Yeah,
right.
and you know what? If
Hold
people
on.
are
Hold on.
saying or even just implying that AJ took a dive or the fight was fixed, do you think that Andy Ruiz was in on that and he was kind of going taking instructions, or
Nah.
was he in there fighting like thinking it was a real fight? Because if that's the case, then he showed up and he took it to
Fuck
AJ.
no, bro. Fuck no. Did you see how he got up and he's like, fuck. He was praying. He said he was praying when he got knocked down. And he got
That's
back up and said,
legit.
oh, give me
All
power
right.
to fucking knock this fool out, bro.
All right,
That
Gypsy,
fool
So
was
Gypsy,
on shit.
Gypsy.
Like,
Hold
he
on,
was like,
if
guys.
AJ took a dive, if
Hold
AJ
on.
took
Hold on. We need to take a phone call. This is why I don't like fucking having a bunch of people. Remember, guys, I told you when we take phone calls, I only wanted 3 people, but everybody's begging for links. So this is what happens. We can't take fucking phone calls. All
I'm
right, well,
sorry.
here we go. We have a phone call. 315. You're on the air. 315.
What's going on? What's going on, Bucho? This is 1-2 Kid. I wanted to touch on some of the subjects y'all was talking about. I don't think that AJ had any issue with pressure, being that when he won that title, autumn titles from Klitschko, that was plenty of pressure, and he defended him well prior to that moment of him getting his butt whooped. I think, and the other thing is I want us to talk about is what happens if AJ loses, and what happens to him. And then does he become a bum and all the conspiracy theories go out the window?
Well, what do you think?
But I think that I'm not sure if AJ beats him.
So
You know
what
what I
does
mean?
that make
That's what I
AJ?
think. I'm just asking you guys what you guys think about that.
Oh, okay.
Can
Who
I
wants to
answer?
take this one? Go ahead, Johnny boy.
Oh, that was me. Like I was
Revolucion.
saying, yeah, I think there's a possibility that AJ could end up being a hype job. You know, there's a lot of people who years and years afterward you look back and be like, oh, they were a total hype job, and they took that one loss and that was it for them. Really, it was all downhill from there. And if this was a legit fight, if we're all saying nobody took a dive, then AJ could end up like that.
Yeah.
We could look back and say, oh, total hype job.
I disagree with the caller. Sorry, I'm hearing myself. I'll come back in a minute. I'm hearing myself.
But my thing is this, that like you guys don't seem to be understanding, or maybe you didn't notice. If you see AJ against the same type of opponent and he's doing the things you're supposed to do technically, right, against that guy, and then he gets in the ring, whatever the reason for his poor performance is, doesn't matter. He gets in the ring with the same type of opponent, and all of a sudden he's making mistakes he knows not to make, then you can't really say that he's not going to go back to fighting properly or whatever. Like, if you really just study his performances, he performed like a bum, which doesn't mean that he's going to stay at this bum level in this next fight. Maybe he'll go back to being a good fighter like he was against Povetkin.
I thought it was more of a definitely mental. I think it's definitely mentally more than anything with this performance. But I disagree with the caller, because I think the pressure with Klitschko wasn't really on him, because he had nothing to lose. If he'd have got beat by Klitschko, everyone would have said, well, he was only a novice anyway. Klitschko's been a reigning champion for 10 years. So there was no pressure on Joshua to perform that night. It was just a big night of boxing. And either way, he would come out looking good.
No pressure, my ass. So there's a lot of pressure. What are you talking about? That's his first time challenging for 3 titles.
No, but there was no pressure on him to win. He was a big underdog. He was an underdog in that fight, I believe. I'm not sure but there was no pressure on him to win. If he'd have got beat, he could have had an excuse. I'm a novice. I'm fighting an all-time great who's reigned the division for 10 years. And British fans are quite lenient with their champions. They'd have understood that, and Joshua could have gone again. But this one, the pressure was really on. He's champion. He's got Wilder, Fury calling him out. Dillian White, everyone else wants him. He's in America, and I think the pressure got to him.
Caller, anything else you want
Pressure
to
might
say?
have got to him. I'm not
Hold on.
saying anything about that, but
Jesus
the thing
Christ.
is, the way he fought the same way when he fought with Povetkin. No different. He got clipped way too much against Povetkin. Povetkin, I'm assuming, probably doesn't hit as hard, or he was actually keeping a distance. I probably would go with that more. He was keeping a more of a distance with Povetkin than he was with Ruiz. But
No,
Ruiz
you're
was
dead wrong,
catching
bro.
him. Ruiz was faster.
You're dead wrong.
Faster.
You're dead wrong.
Also,
He fought tall against Ruiz, and he didn't fight tall against Povetkin. He fought long which is what you're supposed to do against a shorter guy. And he was standing up straight like a fucking tree against Ruiz. He fought completely differently. You gotta watch these fights again, bro. I'm telling you.
Guys.
Anyway, I'm gonna make a video breaking this shit down because.
All right, you do
good
that.
idea. All right, hold on, guys. Let me just ask the caller if he has anything else to say. 315. Do you have anything else to say before you go?
Yeah, just one more thing. Like if you guys consider Andy Ruiz and fighting in the garden with like 20,000 people pressure, I mean, I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And then is he like I just don't get that. I don't get the excuses. And then that he was fighting lower. He didn't fight how he usually does. I mean, he looked at that guy and thought he was gonna knock his block off, and he dropped him. And the dude got up and just commenced to whooping his ass, and that's all that happened. See, there's too many questions for me to consider him to win in a rematch. He's the one giving me questions, not Ruiz. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. All right, on that note, thank you for calling, and please call again next time.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
I got one more thing to add. AJ still was in the fight right after that third round. He was still hitting Ruiz, and I was surprised Ruiz still standing. He was still landing bombs at him with the hooks, with the left hook specifically, and he was still and Ruiz was countering the shit out of him as well. But he was every now and then he would get caught with that left hook, and he was still standing and still pushing the pace on him.
Yeah.
Ruiz was slapping him behind the head more than he was doing anything else. He was slapping him behind the fucking head, man. Those last two knockdowns weren't even knockdowns. He just went to the canvas. He just took a knee and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Those
tell
weren't
Stu,
even knockdowns, man.
Yeah.
I remember a long time before the Klitschko fight. I mean, when did he win the gold medal? 1998. This guy was featured in the Ring magazine, like in the year '99 or around that time. There's always been a high expectation for AJ, and that's a lot of pressure. But now, with him being a millionaire, who knows? Maybe he was just didn't show up because he got a little comfortable. You know, being the silk sheets and all.
Yeah.
Now, what they talk about.
Can I just say something about some people are saying that I'm not saying this, but I'm answering to the caller's question where he's like, well, how can you be how can John Anthony Joshua be nervous fighting in front of 20,000 people? Well, I think the excuse is that it was his United States debut, so that's where the pressure came from. I don't believe that though. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying. Obviously, all fighters get nerves. I mean, it's easy for people to sit in the chat and say, "Oh, how can you get nervous?" I mean, let's be real. They get nervous when someone looks at them funny in a bar. Yet they're sitting there.
Yeah.
How does anyone get nervous? So at the end of the day, I'm not having that. Everyone gets nervous. I just think that there was a pressure more than nerves. I think the nerves were there to do well. I don't think he was scared of Ruiz. It's not like a pressure. I don't fancy it with this guy. I think it was more of a pressure to do well, and I think he cracked under the pressure.
Do you think that Wilder scoring that first round knockout of Brazil like 3 weeks prior had anything to do with that and like put on some more pressure? Like, hey, you got to knock him out within at least 3 rounds.
I totally agree.
And Ruiz got up from that, and then AJ took that first knockdown. He was like, "Oh shit! Already I look worse than Wilder. I already got knocked down." Wilder's never gotten knocked down.
Dude, Ruiz is not Dominic Brazil, bro. You guys I was
just gonna say that. Regardless,
Ruiz. Let's be real. Dominic Brazil wasn't even given a chance to have a go. I mean, as soon as he hit the deck, the ref couldn't wait to wave his hands. So
I'll tell you right now, Stu, he punched a little harder, he would have sent Wilder on his ass with that punch.
Now, in the chat...
Hey, but you know, people weren't... Okay, go ahead.
Just in the chat, AJ, Huckler Mustang is saying AJ wanted that early knockout, bro. He's telling that to Stuart Little. And it's true, though. I mean... Yeah, he went all out against... He went, yeah.
He did want that early knockout. He did. I mean, and like I said, I agree with... the guy who just said about Revolution, is it? I agree with what he said. I think he was under pressure from what Wilder did, and he tried to better that, and he should have forgot about that because it's hard to better a first round devastating KO. He should have forget about trying to beat Wilder because he's got a tough guy in front of him, and try and beat Andy Ruiz. That's the start. And his head just wasn't in the game, and it was a.
But also,
wait. Can I say something? Can I respond?
Can I say something so I can answer Stu's point after you? Well, I'll just go ahead. But also, you had in Ruiz a calm, cool, and collective guy. You know that was going to be able to wait for him if he decided to step it up within the few first rounds or not. He was going to be there to offset and be calm, cool until AJ decided to pick it up. He was going to also.
Ruiz fought the perfect fight. Had to fight a muscly guy with no tank. Just tuck up behind your guard, and like you said, it was no rush to let his hands go. He just kept in shape, kept composed, and picked his moments. And that's what you got to do with the big guys. That's what you got to do with the big guys. Simple as that.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen a pudgy guy beat a muscular dude just like AJ. But I'm not talking about the same height or anything. Like I'm talking about muscular, taller dude. A pudgy dude just fucks this shit out of him, bro. Bleeding all over the fucking asphalt.
Yes, sir.
I can't tell you.
It's siege warfare. It's siege warfare.
Again, bro. Yeah, it's
Siege
not
warfare.
spectacular.
You seen them.
Wait, but wait.
You mean in street fights, right? You're not talking about boxing.
Street
You don't see
fights,
it.
yes.
Right.
Boxing
Street
wise,
fights,
I
yeah.
haven't been in the ring often enough to fucking say that kind of shit.
No, I'm
but,
saying like you've seen
yeah.
with your own eyes, like in a
Yeah,
boxing
I've
fight.
seen it. I've been my friends, like between fights amongst each other, fucking bleeding all over the place,
you're
bro.
right. You're right. That happens in a street fight, but in boxing, I don't really see too many fat, out of shape guys beating up, guys that look like they're in shape.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can say that, but I've seen in real life, not real life. Of course,
yeah,
real life. Yeah, I'm talking
absolutely.
about like
Street fight.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. I have seen
multiple times, bro.
plenty
But
of
you know
times.
what, guys? I think Ruiz. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what I'm saying is, what would we all be talking about right now if, say, AJ put on a stinker against Ruiz and he went to a 12-round unanimous or maybe majority decision, and he just worked the jab and he stunk the fucking joint out like Vladimir Klitschko did to Abragamov. If he didn't say, okay, I got to get that 3rd-round knockout, will we all be sitting here and criticizing him still, or
Yeah,
we
there'll be
say,
some
okay, he could
criticism.
be? There
There'll be
would
some
be
criticism,
some.
but not what he's getting right now, right? Like,
Exactly.
obviously not that.
Dude, Ruiz's amateur career was it 105 fights?
105 and 5.
5 losses.
110 and 5.
That's
110 and 5.
phenomenal.
110 and
That's
5.
that's great. That's fucking awesome. That's a great record for an
That's
amateur.
like
I was gonna say.
that's as good as Terrence Crawford.
Fuck
Yeah, let me say,
man.
Revolucion. Let me speak
Go ahead,
real fast.
Go ahead.
I think Ruiz, the fact that he's fat, I think has to do a little bit with or not a little bit, but a lot with the medical condition. I think he might have a thyroid gland issue where he's still in shape, but he just can't sweat that fat off. He's got muscle under there.
I think he's got a gastric band issue. That's what he's fucking got.
I think it's like a thyroid issue.
You're reaching now, Gonzalo.
The reason why people are fat is because they eat too fucking much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
99.9% of fucking cases of fat people is because they just eat too goddamn.
That excuse you just used for Ruiz is what fat women use.
No, I just heard him mentioned on the Mexican channel.
Come on, Gonzalo. Come on.
Yeah, I mean every woman I know that's fat's got some sort of health problem. It's not because they stuff their fucking fat faces all night.
But
it's not because of that.
Yeah, but you don't know that about Ruiz, though. You don't know about that. Maybe he does have that problem.
Because he's been fighting ever since he's 6 years old. And
One of your lines,
boxing style. He eats more.
Trust me, I know.
Boxing style.
I'm not fat, bro, though.
He eats more cereals than you, boxing style. That's why he's fat.
He walks around carrying a Snickers, bro. He walks around carrying a Snickers. All right, he is not. He's not healthy either.
I know, but maybe he's not himself when he doesn't eat a Snicker.
You're not.
When he started in the pros, he was 300 plus, and he's cut it down to 260.
This is how
he came 8 pounds heavier. This
is how it feels to chew 5 gum.
Hey, but like BDA said, for all the fat people out there,
he got speed, man.
Exactly, he's got speed.
I'll give him that, man.
And he's got hands, like you said.
They're saying back of the head. They're saying back of the head. You guys are saying back of the head. Yeah, a few cases he hit him in the back of the head. I think
Hit him in the temple.
Mostly the temple and the chin. That's what I saw. I saw a lot of.
I was gonna bring that up too. People act like they can take a temple shot like it's nothing.
Listen, look how many fights we've watched. Look how many fights we've watched. We've seen hundreds of fighters take shots to the temple and to the side of the head. Did they react like that? Not many of them did.
No, I know. He's chinny, but the temple is a lot worse than the chin. But
yes, it is. No, I agree. It is. Yeah. It's a very soft spot to get hit, and it takes a while to recover. But the fitness helps with your recovery. Like you said, I mean, you said earlier that the fitness would help with your recovery with a headshot sort of thing to the side of the head, and I agree with that. Joshua just don't have the fitness. So.
Can I say?
No, you can't, Johnny boy.
Something real close, funny, bro, because I got a little weight on me these days too. What's that, Bucho?
What the fuck was that sound?
What's going on?
What the fuck's going on? Oh, you're not connected. End the episode.
What did you say, Bucho?
No, go ahead, Johnny boy.
No. I was just gonna say, because I got some weight on me now, bro. I still got the quick hands, bro. You just don't move around as good as what it is, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't move your head and you don't move on your feet as good when you got the weight
But
on.
the thing
bro.
is,
That's
Ruiz got head movement. It's not like he doesn't. He does not the same level as, let's say, Parker, but it's better than Joshua's. It's better than a lot of.
He has head
He
movement?
does have head movement,
What are
bro.
you talking about,
Yeah,
bro?
he
He's got
dodged him.
no defense.
He got
Before
defense.
before every big punch that he landed on AJ that hurt AJ, he got cracked once or twice himself. The guy has no defense. Like, just
Because
forget
he's
about it.
dealing with he's dealing with a taller fighter. What do you expect, bro? He's dealing with a guy that's like almost a foot taller than him. But it doesn't look like he's not really a foot taller than him, but it looks like he is.
No,
Tommy Trinka was piecing him up with right hands, man. He doesn't have good defense. Give it up, bro. Watch the fights.
You sure boxing style ain't been hit the side of the temple? Fuck me.
I've been hit by the side of the temple, but I didn't fall, bro.
But those Turkish dudes hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I've
trains for good head movement, but he hasn't really shown it, and he said it himself
I've
that
been
he
cracked
wants
with
to
a
better
bottom.
his defensive skills.
No, you know what? No, because Precise and a lot of dudes on the panel, y'all definitely know more about boxing than I do. But I did see the odd moment where Ruiz would bob and weave around a shot and then land one. There were a couple
Yeah, he
moments where he did
practices
show
head
hand
movement.
movement. It's true.
He
It
just needs to do
wasn't
more of it.
100%, but it was there. There were some slivers of it.
Yeah, well,
he
lazy
kind of
robotics, stiff jabs.
he kind of
Not even a stiff jab, just lazy, slow, robotic jabs. I mean, anyone could get out of the way of them.
But
he can't. You know what he was doing? You know what he was doing? He's doing like
still.
what Triple G does. Like usually, fucking blocks with his hands. Triple G does have head movement also, but it's not like phenomenal. It's really not. I mean, you guys could argue with me, but it's not. It's mostly he defends with his arms. He blocks with his hands. He blocks. That's what he does too. Ruiz does the same shit. He blocks mostly with his hands.
He blocks mostly with his chin. He showed a tremendous fucking chin. AJ was cracking him like crazy, man.
And the
He blocks
willpower
with
to
his stomach.
throw immediately. Like every time he got cracked, he threw like 2 punches back as quick as he could. He
That's what
didn't
he
back
did.
away
He
like
walked.
Brazil.
He literally walked through AJ, which was just shocking to me. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Either this dude has like a tremendous chin, or AJ just wasn't punching that hard. Because I don't know, man. Like,
AJ
you guys need to watch that fight
It's
again,
chin.
man. Like,
It's chin plus composure.
AJ
got
lost that
amazing.
explosiveness in his punches. He was landing with big shots, but that explosiveness just wasn't there, and that comes from. I mean, I was watching. I said when I was watching the highlights, the size of Anthony Joshua's legs. He looked like fucking Ivan Drago. Honestly, the size of his legs, man. I mean, no wonder that guy. No wonder that guy just couldn't bounce and couldn't get his feet right and just couldn't get out of the way of shots. Just no balance at all. Just too top. He's just too heavy. Full stop. His legs are like big tree trunks. He's not even an athlete no more. He's a bodybuilder. And
That's what I'm
that's
gonna say, Stu. He's a bodybuilder, and also that boy looked like he was in the sun a lot. Like there was the zone had like
Well, I
he
mean,
was on the sun, but he was training.
Oh well,
himself,
yeah.
he was running in the sun. Like he just did everything wrong. There's a possibility that his whole training camp was just he thought he was on the top of his game. He did everything wrong.
You can imagine Joshua. The first thing he does when he gets up in the morning is check if the sun's out so he can take his top off.
he's the English Mike the situation. But
oh God.
Let's also
T-shirt time.
Yeah, the cabs are here, but the fucking let's also keep in reminder that Povetkin was tagging the fuck out of AJ before he got stopped too. Let's also keep that in mind, and he's another shorter guy.
Yeah,
but he wasn't hurting him like.
I remember
but he
saying
wasn't.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish. Say what you got to say.
No, like, yeah, for damn sure Povetkin was hitting him, but I don't think anybody thought that Povetkin wasn't a harder puncher to Andy Ruiz. I mean, the record speaks for itself. I've never seen Ruiz sleep anybody. I've seen Povetkin sleep quite a few guys. And he was buzzed. Yeah, he got his nose busted by Povetkin, but he was taking those shots fine. And then Andy Ruiz slaps him. He was literally slapping them, and he just couldn't take those shots. It was bizarre, man.
Sometimes,
I mean, that might be
a slap is better than a fucking punch.
He was slap boxing him, and he was knocking him all over the place.
Yeah. And that could also be an instance of underestimation. I mean, You got the fat Ruiz. He may not punch as hard, but if AJ comes in less prepared,
You're
then
right. You're right. I mean, listen. There's always that element. If he underestimated him and just got caught, and then from that moment he got caught, he didn't expect that, and he didn't have like a plan B. Yeah, I could see that happening. But dude, man, he fought
like
terrible.
yeah.
Yes, the thing is, though, I don't even the game plans, even though it was a poor game plan from McCracken. I don't think we can say the game plan lost in that fight. I think the Tank lost in that fight. I thought his fitness, his energy levels, his mindset. They're the main thing lost in this fight.
Wait, hold on.
Stu, that would have not happened to Wilder.
All right, hold on.
I said the other day. Say we
Jesus
like about. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, but I'm going to be 10 seconds. I said the other day that say we like about Wilder, he'd have gone out on his shield. He showed a lot of heart and he shows incredible will to win. Joshua didn't show that.
All right, we have another phone call. Hold on. We have another phone
that shit
call.
up for a reason. He said
hold on, man.
he ain't a champion.
All right.
Bucho's trying to talk.
Bucho.
Thank you. All right. 910. You're on the air. 910.
Hey, what's going on? It's Steven Schneider. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Welcome to the show, Steven Schneider.
So,
Yep.
what's going on, guys?
What up?
Hey, I was just
What
calling
up,
in
man?
to put my 2 cents in here. I'm kind of not gonna say anything that everybody hasn't already said because I think it's kind of like we're all like trying to figure out what 1 or 2 things it was. It might have just been a combination of all the things. I mean, you know, his debut, the Miami camp, the curse of that. You know, he's out there kicking it in the sun. You know, he's trying to one-up Wilder. He's getting too aggressive after he knocked Ruiz down. Fucking threw defense out the goddamn window. You know, he wasn't even that hurt. He should have known that, how fast he got up, and he was, you know, his legs were still under him, so he should have been a little more cautious. You know, he doesn't have the best chin in the world. You know, he's not using his range. You know, and in that Povetkin fight, too, it wasn't recognized. I think it was, I forget who it was, but they were talking about the Povetkin fight. Dude, he went into that Povetkin fight, hunched over, his fucking hands near his chin, lurched over, trying to get close, like, not using his range really that great. He wasn't even that long in the Povetkin fight. I just don't know. And I don't know if we can really blame McCracken at all either, because I doubt McCracken went in there, or whatever his name is, I'm sorry, his trainer, was like, yeah, do what he did. You know, of course his trainer was probably telling him to use his range and his jab.
I don't remember him giving him any useful instructions in the corner, though, but maybe I missed something. Who wants to take this one?
No, I only seen it once. I only watched the fight once.
I do.
Okay. Go
I want
ahead.
to ask Steven Schneider what he means by using his range. Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, just, you know, like people have already said, you know, use that jab. He just had so much reach and height, you know, and he was pawing with the jab, you know, instead of just pop, just throwing it out and just stabbing him with it, you know, like, I don't know, man.
In the Ruiz fight, yeah. But in the
Povetkin
fight, he was using the jab. He was pawing with it too, but he was using it hard as well.
In the Povetkin, I'm sorry, yeah. Yeah, in the Povetkin fight, it was the first, I don't know about the last couple rounds, but I know in the first couple rounds, if you rewatch that fight, he was kind of hunched over a little bit, and he had his arms tucked in, and it looked like he wanted to get on the inside with Povetkin, like the first couple rounds, and I thought that shit was weird.
Yo, he was using the jab. He was just like Precise said, but the thing was, Povetkin was countering the fuck out of him. He was way too fast for his ass. He would jump in at the right time, like kind of like Pacquiao. I'm not gonna say Pacquiao, but kind of like Pacquiao. He jumped in at the right moment, give him an uppercut, few shots in there, and took off. And then he got tired near the 5th round or whatever, doing because he's old man. And
Yeah, he's 38. 38 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he caught him with the right hand. That's it. But as I said, Ruiz is 40, whatever it is. I have no idea his age. It's fucking what's his name? Well, I told Matrix on the Hangouts, Ruiz is a better version of Povetkin. Better battery, fucking fast hands. It was just all kinds of wrong. But I expected that maybe the referee would jump in or something, stop that shit, just like how it happened with Parker, and this will go 12 rounds. But Bruno motherfucker gave it to him. He did not let him fucking breathe.
I
He
mean,
did not let him give him that breather. If you gave him that breather, we would be talking about a 12-round fight, or we talking about maybe AJ stopping him at the 11th. Who knows? But he didn't let him breathe.
I've got a feeling with Ruiz, I think he's the sort of guy that could get frustrated very quickly when he's not landing. And I think that's what you got to do: frustrate him from distance with the jab and the straight right down the pipe. And then you've got to use your feet as well, and just you've got to snap the jab out. You've got to take Ruiz off his balance when he's going to land his shots. You can't just flick it out. He's going to swallow that alive and throw a massive hook coming your way, sort of thing. So it's just Ruiz is there for the taking if you've got a boxing brain. Like I said, put Ruiz in there with Tyson Fury, and I'll be surprised if Ruiz lasts it. I suppose he probably would last the 12th round because Fury's not a massive puncher, but I think he'll get beat up. He's going to look very sorry for himself. I think that's
All right, hold on, Box, Gypsy.
Maybe.
Gypsy, hold on. Sorry, man, but we gotta let's go back to the caller. Steven, anything else you want to say before we let you go?
Yeah, just one more thing I'd like to say, or even kind of ask everybody, or maybe we can talk about it. But like we've kind of analyzed the fight and what went wrong, and I think we all know that really well. What do we think is going to happen in the rematch? I mean, I personally, and I know people are going to disagree with me, but I actually think that AJ is going to realize where he fucked up because it's kind of obvious, and I think he's going to correct that shit. But that's my personal opinion. But yeah, that's it, man.
All right, thank you for calling, Steven. See you in the chat.
I agree.
Yep,
He's going to remember to take his juice this time. That's about it.
Dude, I disagree with that. He was just as big, man. First of all, he was just as big. Wait, I'm sorry, Gonzalo.
Go ahead.
He was just as muscular for that fight, even more so muscular than his previous fights. So if we're judging by body types, there's no evidence to suggest that at all.
I get what you recognize. I get what you're saying, bro. But you know how you make that analogy with your coffee, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Recognize?
Oh no, I got what you're saying, Johnny.
Yeah,
that is true. But I'm talking about since we don't have no evidence that he's ever failed the test, that he's taken anything. I'm just saying that I'm not giving him a pass on that. He looked just as juiced for that fight that he did. Then and I'm assuming he is. You know, it's kind of fucked up just to say you're juiced. You know what I'm saying?
Look, if what Miller was saying is true, that he has a TUE, then the testing doesn't matter. He could take whatever the hell he wants to take because he has an exemption. So it doesn't matter who's testing him. He's allowed to take whatever the hell it is he's taking. It makes no difference.
That's a good point.
Maybe, but you know how like Saunders, I think is with the sanctioning bodies. Maybe that not the VADA or WADA, but in the United States, in New York, maybe they look at that. I don't know.
A completely different situation. If you have a TUE, that means you have an exemption. That means you could take whatever the hell you're taking. Right. It doesn't matter who's testing you.
Okay, I was gonna say to Stu, I think that if he fought Fury, yes, I mean the jab and the boxing and the length would give Ruiz problems. But one thing I have to say, I mean he's there to be hit. I think if AJ would have used his jab, his uppercut, that would have proved to have problems for Ruiz, give problems for Ruiz. But I have to say that Ruiz is never gonna stop coming to the body. He's gonna hit you with right crosses to the body.
You've got to be able
that's what did
you've got to be able to hit the body, and if you're keeping it,
yeah,
that's the problem.
Ruiz is a good fighter.
He'll be able to hit the body,
but he's not invincible. He's getting beat. He's going down.
Listen,
I like him and everything, but he's going down in his next fight. I don't care if it's AJ or Wilder.
I hope for the AJ fanboys that's so. I hope so.
Well, you've got to just go back and watch the Parker performance. I don't see Ruiz any different really to the other night. It's just that Joseph Parker has got a very good chin on him, and Joseph Parker knows he's a lot quicker with his punches. So when Ruiz was letting his hands go with his speedy shots, Parker was matching him, and that was the difference. You know,
I guarantee you right now, Wilder's talking to his people to see if they can sneak out of the Ortiz fight and fight Ruiz. They're not afraid of Ruiz at all. They know.
No, of course they're not.
They know that's a win for them.
It's a better option for Ruiz too, because if he fights AJ, he loses the belt. He's gonna lose that IBF belt, man.
Imagine if
Wait, you said
imagine if Imagine if Wilder connects on Ruiz, is not able to knock him out, but then he decides to go fucking apeshit crazy and start throwing wild shots like he always does, and he can't knock him out with the first shot.
He'll
Fucking
get
Ruiz is
fucked
gonna
up.
catch him too.
He'll get fucked up.
If he doesn't knock him out, he gets fucked up. But I'm
It's a big
expecting he's
if.
gonna hit him.
That's a big
I'm
if.
gonna I look just like AJ got to touch him early. I'm gonna say Wilder gets to touch him early, and except that he doesn't get up.
All right, guys.
Of course, because we never gave him credit for his boxing skills, and that's gonna prove to be a problem one day for Wilder as well. We just can't give him a pass on that.
All right, hold on.
Pucho wants to
Let me
talk.
just. Yeah, thank you. For if you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, this is the end on Blog Talk Radio. We're gonna continue on YouTube. Thank you for listening. Hold on.
Peace.
Thank
Thanks,
you for
guys.
using Blog Talk Radio.
That I'll agree with, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
If Wilder hits Ruiz with that same shit AJ caught him with, he might not get up. That I do agree.
All right.
That's a big mic, bro. We have no idea. We don't know that.
Well, let me see. Do you guys agree with the statement that I think really this all falls on Ruiz at this point? Do you really think like he could train and focus and take this shit serious? And do you think he can actually do it again and make
He's
a
always
defense of
taking
his
it
title?
serious, Revolucion. He's always taking it serious.
I
don't know where
That's not true. That's not true, Gonzalo. Stop it. That just isn't true.
What
There's
about
been
perhaps
record,
up to
bro?
this
What
point.
about professional record? You can't say he ain't taking it serious.
No. Abel Sanchez said that he's lazy. He's called him lazy in the past, and he said that he's not dedicated to the sport. I mean, the guy.
Can we
The guy
trust Fat
basically
Abel?
retired for like almost 2 years.
Can we really trust?
Yeah, I remember that.
Can we
He
really?
was about to quit because he wasn't getting the good deals. Yeah.
Can we really trust Fat Abel Sanchez these days?
No, but that is true. He wanted to quit at one point. I
Yeah, I
remember
know.
when he was with Roach, then he went over to Abel.
But Roach did have good
The
words.
talent's always been there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The talent and
There was an interview. There was an interview where Roach did have good words about it, regardless of whether or not he wanted to quit.
Steven
So
Schneider,
this could
thank
put
you
the
for your
spark in his ass.
contribution.
A dedicated fighter will always lose weight. You've only got to look at the weight Tyson Fury lost in that time. If Ruiz wanted to, he could lose that weight. He could get in shape if he was dedicated, like Gonzalo told us so. But unfortunately, Gonzalo's wrong on this one. I'm afraid
he was 300 and something pounds when he started. He was 300 something pounds when he started.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, many years ago.
Okay, how many years?
I don't know. He's been professional for 9 years, I believe.
I'm on
Well,
the
there
case.
you go. 9 years that it took him to lose that weight. Right. I mean, Tyson Fury did it in 9 months. That's
the biggest question surrounding the factor of the weight. I think. Look, he lost to Parker, but in those last 2 rounds, he was able to push Parker back. You know, Parker and Dillian White. Dillian was fatigued because even Parker, a smaller guy, was pushing back White. So what I'm saying,
he's pushing Parker all the time, bro. All the time.
yeah, but I'm just making an example of the 2 rounds. I don't want to overly credit the guy. I'm just trying to be fair and impartial. What I'm saying is, if the biggest question surrounding Ruiz is his weight that we just cannot get our eyes off, to him, and with the speed, I mean, that it's more like the defense. Like, I'll agree with that. But as far as the engine, I'm sorry, but if he's just able to come forward and be fast with his hands, I can't really say that that's the big issue surrounding Ruiz.
He landed some good body shots as well. You guys didn't notice that he landed some body shots when he got him in the corner. And
Yes,
then
he
followed up
did.
with chin in
Yes,
the
he
temple,
did.
bro. He punished him. It was just all Mexican style right there.
Yo, so I'm looking right now at Andy Ruiz's box rack, and I'm looking at his weight through all his fights. And just to give you guys an idea, I don't know how accurate this is because there's a lot of big jumps in weight. So his very first professional fight, he was 339 pounds. Okay, and that was in 2009. And then 3 months later, he's 227 pounds. So that's like...
That doesn't make any sense.
Then. That's bullshit then.
That is bullshit. So...
I don't know what you're reading from there, bro, but fucking just
say that again.
press the X in the corner of your screen and never go back on.
What was the second weight he weighed? The second fight after weighing 339 pounds?
Yeah, so first he weighed 339, and then 3 months later, he weighed 227.
No, that's an error. That's an error.
Absolute bullshit. Yeah.
He probably weighed 327.
Okay. But
Yeah,
like, keep
I'm
going.
assuming.
Keep going. It seems like his average weight is like in the 230s, and he had a weight spike. It looked like he gained weight in 2015 up to 250 pounds, 260 pounds. Yeah, and that's where he floated.
Yeah, but we've also got to look at the height of the guy. The guy should be nowhere near 260 pounds. 50. Look, what is he, about 6 foot? I mean, come on, man.
Well, they got him listed at 6'2", Stu, and I don't even think he's that.
No, yeah.
No, he's not. He's not. He's facing Gilberto Ramirez, the light heavyweight that just moved up from super middle, and they're like side to side, and Gilberto Ramirez is like way taller than Ruiz. I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that picture too. Well, he's not way taller. He's just a bit taller. But apology, man, in the chat. Thank you for the contribution. Well done to Bucho for trying to control this chaotic panel by himself. Yes, I'm doing my best. But yeah, it's true. Ramirez looks a bit taller than, he's a super middleweight. But by the way, Callum Smith, I think he's 6'4", man. This guy is tall as fuck. He's not 6'3".
Yeah,
he's tall. Yeah, they got him listed at 6'3", but he looks real tall. Maybe it's because he's slim. That makes when you're slimmer, you kind of look tall. You look taller than what you are.
True.
Yo, Revolucion, just for the record, you were reading the opponent's weight, not Andy Ruiz's weight. He was.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he was almost 300 pounds. And he's kept it at about 260 on average, as low as 240 at one point. Oh. That's where he should be at, in my opinion, 245.
Oh, okay. My apology. Oh, wow.
But he came in fattest in many years for the Joshua fight, which is bizarre.
Yeah, they chose to do that precise by choice, like a few pounds over the Dimitrenko fight. They stated we're going to come in 6 to 8 pounds heavier.
So they hit the buffet or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
In preparation for the fight?
What if he decided... Sorry, recognize. Go ahead. Hey, cutting you off.
No, go ahead, Gonzalo. I was just kidding. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, look, at one point, when I was losing weight, but then I was working out, muscle weighs more than fat, right? So what's going to happen when he starts working out for muscle and he does lose fat? It's going to seem like he's going to come in heavier, but at the same time, he's trading the fat for muscle, right? So he might come in a little heavier, but in better shape. Could that happen?
No, he's 268. Come on.
He's gonna need a little bit of work to like transform that into muscles. He could do it though, you know that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to prove. My point, right? That muscle weighs more than fat, and if he starts losing weight but gaining muscle, he's still gonna look big because he's got that blubber around him. But it actually might seem that he will be like in better shape.
If you listen to one of his interviews, he said when he's 240, he's unstoppable. That's what he said.
That's where he should be then, if he feels that way.
But he just said it, but I don't know if that's true. That doesn't mean anything.
Maybe he's right. Maybe at 240 he feels like light but still strong. Like that combination together.
And he could get there. Winning 4 belts, technically, if you want to count the ring. So that could be the spark, and he could get down at 240, and we might see something even bigger than we saw last weekend.
Me and Recognize going to start calling Ruiz the big pun with boxing gloves over here.
The Mexican
pun.
No.
Oh, yeah, you can't compare. Pun was fucking huge, bro.
Pounds.
No, I'm joking, bro. Yeah.
That's not even close.
That man couldn't breathe. He just couldn't breathe. He just sit there.
Graham Lanson in the chat. Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, you would hear him on the record.
Wait, hold on. Graham Lanson in the chat. Thank you for the contribution. He says mute Gonzalo. Oh boy.
Nah.
He's joking, Gonzalo.
Gonzalo's the best.
In the chat, people like
ever since the beginning, Shepherd of Sons has been against me, and he's like taking it.
It's not even him.
It's the truth. Ever since the Mikey fight, man.
It wasn't even Shepherd.
It wasn't even him.
I'm with you.
He's agreeing with Lawson. Lawson is the first pop he takes at me, so I can't really, talk shit on the guy because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But
don't
Shepard
worry.
constantly.
Freedom of speech,
Don't worry
baby.
about it. Something picked on me too, bro. He been fucking. I put him in his place a lot of times, bro.
Yeah, I hate all of you.
I
So
don't know
don't take
about
it
you
up.
guys, but I got nothing but fans in the chat room.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Inoue
Yo,
fans.
Especially Roz. That guy
Yeah,
loves me, man.
and the Inoue fans.
Gonzalo. What's your dog's name, Gonzalo?
Lobito, Little Wolf.
Lo
He's actually big as fuck.
Lobito. I thought his name was Nonito.
Lobito, yeah.
I thought you were El Nonito because you were in the Philippines.
My libido is sky high.
All right, guys, we're gonna
Get over here.
we're gonna have to end the show. It's been 2 hours.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Just
But
let it go, Bucho.
No, gotta go. I
Fucking
gotta do
quitter.
some shit. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Rehab's for quitters.
You're
That
just
explains
like
why
you're
he's
just
an
like
AJ
AJ.
fan.
You're
I'm
just
not.
like AJ.
Explains
Yeah, I'm
why he's an
stumbling
AJ
and
fan,
shit.
bro.
King
Yeah,
AJ. That's King AJ. That's what we're gonna call you now.
Yeah, and I'm
Fucking
smiling.
rigging the owl, Bucho.
Yeah,
Your Majesty.
I'm just
yeah.
kidding, buddy.
I just had a
No,
panic
Bucho
attack,
Durrell. No
and
heart whatsoever.
We got Stu Bucho. I'm sorry, Stu Recognized and Precise in here. They could all run the chat. That's the triumvirate.
No, it's all good, man.
All right, you want to step down?
No, I mean,
I'll
it's all
listen
good.
to
I'm out.
Bucho
all right, guys,
pays my
take care.
check, so I'm out of here.
Enjoy your night.
Quitting
Thank-
time. All right.
Pays me.
Peace.
Peace, gentlemen.
Adios, guys.
Good night,
Hey
fellas.
guys, in the chat, thank you for joining us. Zapata, Triple JJ, Koran Bread, Apology Man, Steven Schneider. Who else donated? Anyway, Graham Lanson, Apology Man, I think I already said that. Cachnello. Yeah, there was a lot of people, man. I'm missing a lot of people here. Shepherd Sons, did I say him? James Doherty, The Punisher, The Quags. Don't forget to join us on Discord. We have a good thing going over there. Discord. Download the app on your mobile phone and join us on Discord. Let's talk some boxing. Alright guys, take care and we'll see you next time.